Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to today's education based Indiana High School Athletic Association Varsity Boys Baseball. This radio coverage is made possible through audiosportsonline.net. That's ASO. That's Rob Kendall. You can visit with Rob Kendall. We'll mention you can see him. You can listen to Rob Kendall weekday mornings 10 a.m. to 12 noon, beginning on Monday, the 4th. It'll increase from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. You can go to robkendallshow.com. That's robkendallshow.com, and you'll enjoy Rob Kendall. We'll mention we are here at Harrison High School. That's in West Lafayette, Indiana. Baseball here on a Thursday. Umpires are on hand. They are grooming the field right now. Both teams have had infield, outfield practice. The Knights are occupying their first base dugout. Harrison Raiders occupying the third base dugout. We'll mention a little bit about each school. First, we'll talk about the Harrison Raiders. Harrison High School was founded in 1967. They have a school enrollment of 2,169. And William Henry Harrison, that's where they got the name for the high school right here in West Lafayette. The Harrison Raiders are Class 4A. They're in sectional number 7. There are 4 in their sectional. Their sectional will be played at Loeb Stadium. That is the home field for Lafayette Jeff. And in their sectional, Harrison Raiders, they're currently 8-6. Kokomo Wildcats, they're currently 3-8. Lafayette Jets, the Broncos, currently 7-7. They are 4-0 in first place in the North Central Conference. And McCutcheon Mavericks are currently 10-4. The principal at Harrison High School is Corey Marshall. The athletic director is Jerry Galima. The assistant AD is Wes Allen. The athletic secretary is Jessica Hands. Harrison High School is located at 5701 North 50 West. That's in West Lafayette, Indiana, 47906. You can dial them up by telephone at 765 463 3511. On the web, you'll find them at harrisonathletic.com. They were the collars, burnt orange and navy blue. They perform in the Sagamore Conference. There are 6 teams in the Sagamore Conference, and they are alphabetically the Danville Warriors, the Harrison Raiders, Lebanon Tigers, McCutcheon Mavericks. The Mavericks are 5-1, and they are first in the conference of 6 teams. Terre Haute North, the Patriots, and Terre Haute South, the Braves. As mentioned, Harrison High School currently 8 wins, 6 losses on the season. They are 5-4 at home. They are 3-2 on the road. They are 4-2 in the Sagamore Conference. They're in second place out of 6 teams. Their head coach is Pat Lowry. The next game on the agenda for Harrison is going to happen on Saturday coming up. That's going to be May the 2nd, 11 a.m. The Harrison Raiders will be at the Avon Orioles. So they're getting ready to have a plate meeting. We'll go ahead and mention a little bit about Lafayette Central Catholic. Lafayette Central Catholic High School was founded in 1956. They have a school enrollment of 302. They're in Class 2A, Sectional 37. There are 7 in that sectional. Their sectional will be played at North Montgomery High School. In their sectional, Benton Central Bison. The Bison got a win last night. They defeated West Lafayette 6-4. West Lafayette got them the day before 2-1 in 11 innings. Benton Central High School playing Crawfordsville. I should say Crawfordsville, their opponent. That's tomorrow, the first. And Benton Central currently 6 wins, 9 losses. Delphi Oracles. They're currently 11-3. They are playing at Delphi, a home game with McConaughey today. Central Catholic, the Knights. are here with Harrison tonight, 6 o'clock start. The Knights are currently 12-2 on the season. They are 5-1 in the Hoosier Conference West Division. North Montgomery Chargers, currently 10-3 on the season, and then they are home with West Lafayette tonight. Rensselaer Central, they are currently 3-5 on the season, and then Merrillville is at Rensselaer Central tonight. The Seeger Patriots, currently 4-7. South Vermilion is with Seeger tonight. Western Boone currently 10-6. They will play on Monday, the 4th. It'll be Western Boone at Rossville. The principal at Lafayette Central Catholic High School is Dan Charbonneau. The athletic director is Tim Bourdonnais. The assistant AD is Charlie Roberts. The athletic trainer is Sarah Igo. We'll mention Central Catholic High School is located at 2410 South 9th Street, Lafayette, Indiana, 47909. You can dial them up by telephone at 765-474-2496. On the website, it is lccathletics.com. They wear the collars, navy and white. They perform in the Hoosier Athletic Conference. In the Hoosier Athletic Conference, it stacks up kind of like this: Western, Twin Lakes, Central Catholic, Logansport, Benton Central, Rensselaer Central, Hamilton Heights, West Lafayette, Tipton. Central Catholic currently 12-2 on the season. They are 5-1 in the Hoosier Conference West Division. The Knights have won 4 games at home. They have not lost a home game. On the road, they are 4-2. On a neutral site, they are 2-0. The head coach for the Central Catholic Knights is Mr. Tim Bourdonnais. He is a 1987 graduate from Central Catholic High School. And the next game on the agenda for the Knights, it's going to happen tomorrow, May the 1st, 6 p.m. Central Catholic will travel to Rossville to battle with the Hornets. So they're getting ready to start up. We're going to have our national anthem here momentarily. The Knights are getting ready to bat. They're wearing the gray uniforms with the navy striped socks. And just across the way, they're white uniforms for Harrison. Harrison has the white uniforms, the striped pinstripe with blue vertically. They look nice. So the umpires are standing on hand. They're right there at home plate. A couple of umpires getting ready to go. I think we're getting ready to begin the pregame festivities. It is 5:57 on the wristwatch. I am set up just outside the foul fence. I should say the home plate foul fence. Going to be a good place to work from. Didn't know if there'd be enough room in the press box. Needed to set up to be ready for Robbie Kendall to let us know. And my wife says it's coming in loud and clear. She's listening from home. And we'll mention a little bit about each school. But first, we'll talk about the batting order for the Knights. They're going to bat like this tonight. Batting first, number 3, L.J. Whitford. He'll be the shortstop. Batting second, number 12, Alex Schumer. He'll play third base. Batting third, number 34, Isaiah Hopkins. He'll play the catcher's position. Batting fourth, number 30, Gus Sandberg. He'll be the DH. And he will bat in place of right fielder, number 31, Vince Talenko. Batting fifth for the Knights, number 11, Mikey Stapleton. He'll play second base. Batting sixth for the Knights, number 21. He will do the pitching. That is Caden Keller. Batting seventh for the Knights, number 41, Brennan Van Kirk. He'll play left field. Batting eighth for the Knights, number 19, first baseman Colton Geyer. Batting ninth, number 2, Coy Gitt. He'll play center field. So they're introducing the lineups now for the Harrison Raiders. Harrison Raiders batting first, number 25, Jack Gonzalez. He'll play center field. Batting second, number 10, Nolan Hodnett. He'll play the shortstop position. Batting third, number 27, Kendrick Pena. He'll play third base. Batting fourth, number 5, Seeger Guesswine. He'll be the catcher. Batting fifth, number 34, Braylon Hands. He'll be the first baseman. Batting sixth, number 3, left fielder Eli Biggs. Batting seventh, number 14, Jaden Deal. He'll be the right fielder. Batting eighth, number 13, Braxton Rimley. He'll be the DH. He will bat in place of Chase Gothrop. He's the pitcher. He'll wear number 20. And batting ninth would be Tyler Wilson. He'll play second base. I think he'll wear number 1. I heard he may wear number 31. We'll check and get that written. We're going to set this down for our national anthem. Our national anthem, it was amplified. They were listening to some great music during their batting practice. And I heard Coach Lowry picked the music, and it was my flavor too. So they're getting ready to play some baseball right here. 6:01 on the wristwatch. Doing the pitching today for Harrison. Going to be Chase Gothrop. Chase Gothrop wears number 20. Chase Gothrop on the season. The ERA is .69. He's got one win. He has one loss. This is appearance number 5. He's thrown 20 in the third inning. He's given up 15 hits. He's given up 5 runs. 2 of those runs were earned. He has walked 4 batters. He has struck out 25 batters. That is Mr. Gothrop, Chase Gothrop, getting some warm-up tosses on the pitcher's rubber right there, throwing with him and his catcher. Number 5, Seeger Guesswine. At first base, number 34, Braylon Hands. At second base, Tyler Wilson. Tyler Wilson looks like he's wearing a 2-digit number. I think it is 31. At shortstop, number 10, Nolan Odnet. At third base, number 27, Kendrick Pena. In left field, number 3, Eli Biggs. In center field, number 25, Jack Gonzalez. And in right field, number 14, Jaden Deal. They throw it down to second base. Going to throw the ball around. And Knights are going to bat here in the top of the first inning. 6:03 on the wristwatch. And the field looks exceptionally nice. It is groomed nicely. The dirt on the infield is absolutely looking great. There are no baselines of dirt. They have grass baselines. Some schools went ahead and sodded in their baselines to grass when they thought they wanted dirt. But a bunt just doesn't play right on dirt baselines. So stepping in for the night is going to be number 3, L.J. Whitford. L.J. Whitford plays shortstop, first batter for the Knights, right-handed batter. Here comes the first pitch from Chase Gothrop. Low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Gothrop has some velocity. I think that's evidence. That first pitch low and outside. He's working from the windup. Here comes the second pitch. Right down meridian, strike call. Might have been outside half. I am not behind home plate. Probably won't be able to call pitches as I have been. Here comes the third pitch. Outside ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. L.J. Whitford in the batter's box. 2-1 count. How to wind up the pitch from Gothrop. Outside half, strike call. Count goes 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. L.J. Whitford poking up just a bit off that knob. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Breaking pitch. Going to full swing. Going to go down the first baseline. Picked up by Gothrop, and he'll tag the runner, L.J. Whitford. And there's 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Nice play coming off the mound there. He was probably about 10, 15 feet from first base when he made the play. So 1 out, stepping into bat for the night is going to be number 12, Alex Schumer. Alex Schumer, the third baseman, batting left-handed. Now the windup. Here comes the pitch from Gothrop. Strike called right below the kneecaps. Good location for that fastball from Chase Gothrop. No balls, 1 strike. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Swung on. You can take it the other way. It's going to be a foul line shot there, goes out of play. So no balls, 2 strikes. As Alex Schumer gets through the zone right now, you got to be quick. You're throwing velocity. You got to make your decision right now if you're going to swing. Here comes the pitch. You're going to full swing. Back to the pitcher. Couldn't play it the first time. He'll pick it up and he'll throw over to first base. So Chase Gothrop over to Braylon Hands. And they get the put out. There are 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. So stepping in for the night is going to be number 34, Isaiah Hopkins. Isaiah Hopkins, right-handed batter, he'll play the catcher's position in today's ball game. Working out a windup. Here comes a wind and the pitch from Gotham. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Isaiah Hopkins, right-handed batter. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch, missed outside. Just missed the dish. Count goes 1-1. Hopkins, here comes the wind and the pitch. Swung on, he'll take it to center field. It's going to drop in, a base hit. Not sure, but I think Hopkins may have been using a wooden bat there. It sounded like one. Trying to get a look at it. So Hopkins going to jog off the diamond. Doing the courtesy running for him is going to be number 5, Caden Minnick. So Caden Minnick is at first base, stepping in for the night. 30, Gus Steenberg. Working out a stretch. Chase Gothrop, pickoff move, first base, no tag applied. Back safely, head first is Minnick. Steps back in. Gus Sandberg, right-handed batter. Where's number 30? He is the DH for the night. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, he'll foul this one straight back. So no balls, 1 strike. Signals given. Coach Bordnay at third base. Out of the set position. They'll work it right there. He'll peer in, actually look for signals. Now the set for Gothrop. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Breaking pitch, finished upstairs. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 out. We're in the top of the first inning. Isaiah Hopkins singled to center, doing his running at first base. Is Minnick and nearly got him. He goes back in standing up. Got to admit, Chase Gothrop has a pretty good velocity. Pickoff move to first base. Out of the set, here comes a pitch. Breaking pitch, finished upstairs. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 out. Nice batting, top of the first inning. 1 aboard is Colton Minnick. Out of the set, pickoff move, first base. Back in there, standing up. Safe. And Coach Bordnay preferring that he would get down, get dirty, stay safe. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Gothrop. Ground ball, third base, going to be fielded there by Kendrick Pena. He'll throw across the diamond and making a good scoop grab there is Braylon Hands. And nearly a throwing error on Pena, but Braylon Hands bails him out. So the Knights lead 1 on base. They come up with no runs here in the top half. And after 1/2 inning, Knights no score. and the Harrison Raiders going to come to the plate. We'll mention the parameters of this particular venue. Here at Harrison High School, down the left field line, they have it marked just right. It's 329. And left center field is 360. Center field, 385. In right center field is 361. And in right field is 330. So they're getting some warm-up tosses right now. We'll mention the pitcher for the Knights today is Caden Keller. Caden Keller wears number 21. Caden Keller on the season. He's got 12 innings under his belt. This is appearance number 6. This is game start number 4 for Caden. He has faced 56 batters. He's thrown a total of 215 pitches. His record, win-loss record, is 1 win, 1 loss. He's given up 10 hits. He's given up 5 runs. 4 of those runs were earned. He has walked 7 batters. He has struck out 21 batters. 2 of those batters went down looking, and he's hit 1 batter along the way. Left-handed pitcher, Caden Keller. His catcher in today's ball game is Isaiah Hopkins. He wears number 34 at first base, number 19, Colton Geyer. At second base, number 11, Mikey Stapleton. At shortstop, number 3, L.J. Whitford. At third base, number 12, Alex Schumer. In left field, number 41, Brennan Van Kerr. In center field, number 2, Coy Dick. And in right field, number 31, Vince Talenko. Talenko, as mentioned, will play defensively for the designated hitter. That's number 30, 4-hitter Gus Sandberg. Harrison Raiders getting ready to bat. Here in the bottom of the first inning, Isaiah Hopkins is going to throw one down to second base. Nonchalant, right on time. So stepping in, Harrison Raiders going to be the 1-hitter, number 25, Jack Gonzalez. He plays center field. Gonzalez is a right-handed batter. And he'll step in. Now, bottom of the first inning, working from a stretch. Going to work from a stretch as if he were pitching relief. First pitch from Keller just outside ball 1. Bringing it in right there. Pretty good velocity. They're going to work right there from a stretch. Peering in, looking at the signal. Here comes a pitch from Keller. Swung on, swinging a miss. Jack Gonzalez, first batter. Bottom of the first inning, Harrison Raiders. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. Inside, a bit low, ball 2. So peering in, looking at the signal, out of the stretch. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, third base. Fielded by Alex Schumer. He'll throw across the diamond. He'll get the put out with Colton Geyer, and there's 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. So next batter going to step in, Harrison. He is 2-hitter, number 10, Nolan Hodney. Nolan Hodney. I think he's pronouncing nay. He's a shortstop. He'll step in. There's 1 out. Here comes a pitch. Keller. High and outside, ball 1. Put that back in. Right-handed batter facing the lefty. Here comes a pitch. Low for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. A lot of folks on hand. They climbed in here, got in the bleachers all of a sudden. There's quite a fan base from both sides. Working out a stretch. The set, here's the pitch. Swung on and take a shot to center field. Coy Dick gets a good beat off the bat. Backs up a couple of steps and catches the line shot to center. There are 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. So next batter going to step in. He's going to bat left-handed. He's going to bat in the 3 spot, number 27, Hendry Pena. He's the third baseman. So we'll step in, lefty, facing a lefty. Working out a stretch. Here comes a pitch. It's right there, a strike down the ring. I should say, saw this last time. It looks like a stretch, but it's basically his windup. stepping off the right side of the rubber, his side. Swing and a miss. Healthy cut. Swing and a miss. Count goes 0-2. Pena. No ball, two strike. Outfield playing deep. Boy, Dick, especially. Here comes the pitch. Sexy swings. The ball outside. Count goes 1-2. One ball, two strikes. Left-handed batter's box. Kendrick Pena. Here comes a pitch from Cal. Low for a ball. Count goes 2-2. Two balls, two strike. Two out. Bottom of the first, no score. Harrison Raiders, Central Catholic Knight. Out of set position, here comes the pitch. Swung on. The shot to right field. Right there is Vince Kalenko. He'll make the catch. And the Knights are out of the inning. So in the bottom of the first inning, Harrison Raiders come up with no runs, no hits, nobody left on base. After one complete, the Knights 0, the Raiders 0. And we'll mention this game is in part being brought to you by McCormick Printing and Office Supplies. Hey, baseball fans, let's give a cheer for one of our amazing local sponsors. That's McCormick Printing Impressions and Office Supplies. For more than 5 decades, MPI has been the go-to place for everything printed. That's posters, programs, shirts, signs, and office supplies. You could never need anything more than MPI, family owned and operated, community minded, and always ready to help you knock your next project out of the park. That's McCormick Printing Impression, where quality and service are always a home run. So McCormick Printing Impression, right there in Chipton. You can dial them by telephone at 765 675 9556. So getting some warm-up tosses again out there on the pitcher's rubber is Chase Gothrop. Chase Gothrop wears number 20. He's a member of the junior class. He's listed as a pitcher, an infielder, and an outfielder. Chase Gothrop. I have no dimensions. He's maybe 6 something. He's a slim, lanky young man, and he looks like a pitcher, and he is. So stepping in for the night, 5 hitter, number 11, Mikey Stapleton. He plays second base. Working out the windup. Here comes first pitch. Swung on to take it to right field. Going to back him up. Got quite a bit of it. Going to make the catch in right field. That's Jaden Beal. And Mikey Stapleton flies out somewhat deep to right field. Goes the other way. There's one out. So one out, top of the second inning. Next batter going to step in for Central Catholic. Going to be the 6 hitter, number 21, Caden Keller. Keller is doing the pitching for the Knights. First pitch from Gothrop. Swung on, swing and a miss. Breaking pitch. Count goes 0-1 to Caden Keller. He'll step back in. A little bit of an open stance. Left-handed batter facing the righty. Here comes a pitch. Healthy cut, swing and a miss. Like to see him link up with that fastball with a swing like that. He does have 3 home runs. I'm talking about Caden Keller. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. So go down swinging. He'll walk back to the dugout, but he'll put his glove on here momentarily. He'll do the pitching for the Knights. And stepping into bat with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. 7 hitter, number 41, Brennan Van Kirk, left fielder. Working out of the windup. Here comes the first pitch to Van Kirk. A bit upstairs, ball 1. Umpire seems to be calling a pretty good zone. Fastball. I mean, that ball is in the glove right now. It's not too tough to call a velocity pitch like these. Pitch comes in outside half. Strike called. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Brennan Van Kirk. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch. Foul ball. Back to the screen. Going to get back to the wall. They have a cement wall, probably about 6, maybe 7 feet tall. It goes around the perimeter of the backstop, I'm sure. They do have a pad straight behind home plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Going to call him out and say got outside half. It looked a bit low. Brendan Dankirk will jog off, and there's 3 outs here in the top of the second inning. So the Knights send 3 to the plate. They get 3 outs, and the Knights did not score in the top of the second. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning. Harrison Raiders going to bat here in the bottom of the second. And we'll mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Scott G. That's Scott Gashaw. When time is good, when you share, you should share and share alike. Support Indiana Middle School and high school athletics. We'll also mention this game is in part being brought to you by Fritz and Fishers. Fritz and Fishers, I will mention. Mr. Fritz came up with this ad. He typed it up. We're going to read it. He came up with this ad back last spring when we were doing a semi-state at Evansville University. That's the University of Evansville. I think we were doing the university game versus Providence. And then we stuck around to the second game. We'll mention, Fritz wrote this down. He says, hit a home run with a car from Fritz and Fishers. Fritz is knocking it out of the park with great deals this summer. So slide on in and get a deal. You will be safe for sure at Fritz and Fishers. That is fritzandfishers.com. FRITZ. So Fritz and Fishers working right there. And I'm getting ready for the bottom of the second inning. The warm-up toss is finishing up, and a frozen rope from Hopkins to second base. So they'll toss it to Alex Schumer. He'll put it in the glove right there of Caden Keller stepping into bat. It's going to be the 4-hitter, number 5, Eager Guesswine. He is the catcher. Bats in the 4 spot. Right-handed batter. Here comes the wind in the pitch from Keller. Outside half, knee high, called strike. No balls, 1 strike to Guesswine. Looking now the windup. Here comes the pitch from Keller. Swung on, fouled back. Out of play. Count goes 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Guesswine, a member of the senior class. Working from the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, he'll punch at it. It'll go to second base. And it's caught. Little line drive, offline drive to Mikey Stapleton. And they're 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. The next batter going to step in. Going to be the 5-hitter, number 34, Braylon Hands. Braylon Hands plays first base. Here comes the pitch. Outside half, strike called. Braylon Hands might be the son of Jessica, not sure. Jessica Hands is the athletic secretary here for the Raiders. Here comes the pitch. Above the zone, ball 1. Count goes 1-1. There's 1 out. We're in the bottom of the second inning. There's no score. Out of wind up. Here comes the pitch. Above the zone, ball 2. 2-1 count to Braylon Hands. Braylon Hands batting here in the bottom of the second. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, swinging a miss. Count goes even at 2-2. Braylon Hands is a member of the junior class. Wide stance right there. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, foul ball. Going to get off the gear there. Bounces off the gear of Braylon. Isaiah Hopkins, he's okay. So another 2-2 count for Braylon Hands. Out of windup. Here comes the pitch from Keller. Swinging a miss. And he'll go down swinging. So there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. So next batter going to step in, 6-hitter. Number 3, Eli Biggs. Eli Biggs playing left field for the Raiders. Working out a windup. Caden Keller. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, fouled back, got the screen. 0-1 count. No balls, one strike. Eli Biggs, left fielder, in the batter's box. Eli Biggs, member of the senior class. Here comes the second pitch, low for ball one. One ball, one strike. Little bullpen activity. They're just getting loose over there. Staying loose. Chase Gothrop, not a problem to this point. Working out his wind up. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. Eli Biggs steps back in. 2 out. Bottom of the second. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Inside a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hayden Keller hitting for the Knights. Here comes the 2-2. I'm going to call that a ball. Just missed, evidently. A lot of fans thinking that might have been. But there's only one guy that can determine the pitches. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. So Caden Keller going to issue a walk. At least that's what he's thinking, but he might not be thinking that much. So stepping into bat, going to be number 14, the 7-hitter, Jaden Deal. Jaden Deal to right field. The runner aboard at first base is Eli Biggs. First runner aboard. Here comes a pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Be fielded by shortstop L.J. Whitford. He'll throw to first, and he's safe at first base. Jaden Deal has some wheels, and he flat beat that out. That was a high hopper. Coming in to field it was L.J. Whitford. He just couldn't get the out at first base with a good attempt. So 2 aboard for the Harrison Raiders. Stepping into bat, the 8-hitter, number 13, Braxton Remley. He is the DH. He's batting for the pitcher, Chase Gothrop. Out of set position, Caden Keller. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Timeout on the diamond. Coach Bourdonnais going to walk out. Going to talk with his infield. And we'll mention this game is in part being brought to you by Century 21. Century 21 Real Estate. That's Lisa Stokes Bear. She has enthusiasm, she has experience, and she is knowledgeable. Lisa Stokes Bear, she's a real estate agent and a real estate broker. Lisa listens. Lisa Stokes Bear, Century 21 Sheet Company, serving Hamilton, Tipton, Madison, Tippecanoe County, specializing in residential and corporate relocations. Contact Lisa by phone or by text message. 317-513-4086. 317-513-4086. That's Lisa Stokes Bear. Stepping in, number 13, Braxton Remley. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch from Keller. Swung on, ground ball. I'm going to go to the first base. It's fielded there by Geyer, and he races to first base and gets the put out just before Braxton Remley gets to first. So the Knights get out of the inning. The Raiders leave 2 on base. It's still no score after 2 innings. I'm pretty sure this game is going to ramp up in a hurry. We'll see. And then we do thank you for tuning in. And we'll also mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by Discount Copies. Discount Copies, conveniently located at the west edge of Noblesville, Indiana, 46062, just behind Pizza Hut and next to Bowl 32. It's along State Road 32. At Discount Copies, they provide setup services where you can turn your artwork into things such as note cards, notepads, prints, and calendars. And it's never too early to think about personalized Christmas cards, posters, and oversized printing also available. And if you're planning a wedding, they can print all of your necessary needs. You can reach Discount Copies by phone at 317-773-8255 8783. Again, that's 317-773-8783. Or by email at discountcopies96@gmail.com. You're stepping in for the ninth. And bat in the top of the third inning. Stepping in. Number 19, Colton Geyer. First pitch from Gothrop. Swung on, foul ball. Went straight down, got the plate, veered left, a foul ball. Right on time with the pitch was Colton Geyer. So no balls, one strike. No signals given. So a hand clap at third base from Coach Bordnick. He'll step back in. Colton Geyer. Now the windup. Chase Gothrop appears to pitch. Outside of ball. Bringing the fastball. Velocity indeed. Outside of ball. Count goes 1-1. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Colton Geyer batting in the 8th spot for the Knights. Plays first base. Here comes the pitch. And call him out on strikes. He'll go down looking. Fastball outside half. A 1 out here in the top of the third inning. Next batter going to step in for Central Catholic. Going to be the 9-hitter. He wears number 2, Coy Gitt. Plays center field for the Knights. Right-handed batter facing the righty. Case Gothrop. Here comes the pitch. Going to take a shot to first base. Going to go through. Base hit to right field. Got it through between first and second. It barely got the grass, but it was a base hit off the bat. And at first base now is Coy Gick with 1 out. So next batter going to step in for the Knights. Going to be the 1-hitter, number 3, L.J. Whitford. He'll step in now. So working from the stretch, Case Gothrop. Here and in, looking at signal, looks at first. Now the set position. Look at first, pickoff move. Back safely, head first. Here's Coy Gick. So Gothrop likes to look at first base over that right shoulder. He's a right-handed pitcher. They started doing that as of late. It's kind of weird. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. Nicely placed breaking pitch by Gothrop. Kind of locked up Whitford for the first strike. So no balls, 1 strike to L.J. Whitford. Working out a stretch. Now the set pickoff move again. Back safely, head first is Coy Gick. So ball's back in the hand of Chase Gothrop, working out the stretch, looking at signals. Now the set position. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Whitfield. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. Chase Gothrop is absolutely bringing the fastball. Gothrop, according to my notes, is the ace on this Harrison Raiders pitching staff. We're going to have a stretch, a pickoff move, first base, back safely, as tag is applied by Braylon Hand. So Coy Gick at first base. We got a little bit of rain dropping. Hopefully it's not going to get heavy. Out of the set position. Comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, second base, slow roller on the grass. They'll throw to first. They'll get the put out. Moving over to second base is Coy Gick. He rounds it, and they play on him at second base. He gets back on the ground. He's safe at second. There are 2 outs. So L.J. Whitford making contact. He hit that on the grass towards second base, and that ball stayed down. That grass slowed it up quite a bit. So stepping into bat second time, number 12, Alex Schumer. Left-handed batter out of the set position. Gothrop, he'll check second. Here's the going to call time, evidently. Alex Schumer called time prior to Gothrop lifting that left foot to pitch to home. So no harm done. He'll step back in. So Alex Schumer, no count. 2 outs. Runner at second base is Coy Gick. He got himself aboard with a base hit. Here comes a pitch. Strike called just below the kneecaps. No balls, 1 strike. On deck is Isaiah Hopkins. Peering in, looking at signals, out of the stretch, out of the set position. Chase Gothrop, here's the pitch. Swung on. Base hit up the middle. Going to score one, and you're going to lose possession of it in center field. But Alex Schumer is going to stay at first. It's going to be a single and an RBI off the bat of Alex Schumer. Coming in to score first run of the ball game is number 2, Coy Gick. So the Knights put 2 hits together here in the top of the third, and there's just 2 outs. So stepping in, we're going to see Isaiah Hopkins with Alex Schumer at first base for the Knights. He'll get a modest lead. He won't get a big lead. He knows that Chase Gothrop has a good move. Out of set, Gothrop, here's the pitch. Above the zone, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Isaiah Hopkins, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He'll step back in. Working out a stretch, now the set position. Chase Gothrop. Here comes a pitch to Hopkins. Breaking pitch finishes outside a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Step back in. And then Isaiah Hopkins has 7 base on balls so far this season. Got a 2-0 count. Pickoff move, first base, back safe is Alex Schumer. And Isaiah Hopkins, he played in all 14 games. He's batting .378. Right-handed batter. Out of set, here comes a pitch. Breaking pitch, fouls it back to the screen. Count goes 2-1 to Isaiah Hopkins. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. Knights have 1 run in here in the third inning. Out of set. Gothrop. Here comes the pitch. They're going to call that a strike. He's calling a low ball. He's calling the strikes below the kneecaps. How much below? That one looked below. So the count goes 2-2. And Roger Clemens would like this umpire to pick off move safe at first. Tag was applied by Braylon Hands. Right-handed batter. Out of the set, here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, he'll take it to center field. Going to back him up, he'll veer to his right. He'll make the catch out in front of the 385 sign. Not quite the warning track. Credit that catch to Jack Gonzalez. And the Knights score 1. Coy Gick, base hit, goes around the bases, an RBI off the bat of Alex Schumer. And we'll go to the bottom of the third inning after 2.5. Knights 1. Harrison 0. We do thank you for tuning in. And we'll mention this game is in part being brought to you by the Ultimate Kentucky Getaway. You can escape to a one-of-a-kind retreat in the heart of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, where rolling hills, world-famous distilleries, and unforgettable memories await. Welcome to your 6-bedroom estate, set on 7 scenic acres of peaceful countryside. Spend your days exploring legendary bourbon stock, then come home to unwind in the hot tub under the stars. Challenge friends to a game of pool on the billiards table, or practice your swing on the putting green, or just relax by the fire pit as the night sets in. And when it's time to wind down, your private movie theater room is waiting. Whether it's a bourbon weekend, family gathering, or group getaway, there's space and something for everyone. They have no crowds, no stress, just comfort, connection, and the true spirit of Kentucky. For questions or direct bookings, text 317 442 7513. Again, that's 317 442 7513. They do all bookings through Airbnb and Verbo. That's the ultimate Kentucky getaway. And you'll have a good time. So, playing a little jump right now. I got some Van Halen, 1984. So, stepping in, bottom of the third inning. Stepping in is going to be Tyler Wilson. Tyler Wilson wearing number 31, plays second base. So out of that, here comes the first pitch. Peyton Keller low for ball one. One ball, no strike. Peyton Keller out of the windup. Here comes the pitch. Tyler Wilson takes a pitch, strike called. So Tyler Wilson bats in the 9 spot. Started out the season wearing number 1. Swung on. He'll foul this one right side out of play. Count is 1-2. He acquires the number 31. They got a pitcher that didn't quite get the pitch this year, his senior year. I met him upstairs. Looks a pretty quality guy. And pitch comes in low and outside, ball 2. Anyway, he used to wear 31. So Tyler Wilson has that number. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, he goes to shortstop. He'll climb the ladder a little bit. The catch is made, a line shot at shortstop by L.J. Whitford, and there's one out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So stepping in, going to bat second time. Number 25, Jack Gonzalez. Jack Gonzalez going to step in. Gonzalez on the season, batting .310. He's played in 10 games. He has a .412 on base percentage. You take the first pitch, ball 1. So Jack Gonzalez, he's got 9 hits on the season. Here comes the pitch. Swung on. He'll take it to right center. It's going to move to his left, and Coy Gick has no problem making that catch. And he'll toss the ball to right fielder, Vince Talenko, and he'll throw it in. So 2 outs. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Stepping into bat, 2-hitter number 10, Nolan Hodnett. Nolan Hodnett played in 13 games, 50 plate appearances. He's batting .350. This comes in, strike called. No balls, 1 strike. Steps back in. Working from the windup, Peyton Keller. Here's the pitch, swung on. He'll try to drop it in right field, and he will. A base hit. In right field, it bounces once right into the glove of Talenko. And Nolan Hodnett gets another base hit on the season. He now has 15 hits, 13 are singles. For stepping in, 3-hitter number 27, Kendrick Pena, 3rd baseman. Peering in, looking at singles, out of stretch, now it's set. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, going to pop that foul. It's going to go out of play. So good effort there. Ball went out of play. Left-handed batter. Took it out over 3rd base dugout. It's where the Harrison Raiders make their home at a home game. Out of set position. No balls, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, another foul ball. Similar location. So no balls, 2 strikes to Pena. Pena going to step back in. Pena has played in 14 games. He's batting .366 on the season. Here comes pickoff move, first base, nonchalant. Geyer puts a modest tag on him. No balls, 2 strikes. Kendrick Pena. Here and looking at single. Wow, stretch. Now the set. Here comes the pitch. He's taking off for second base, low. He's going to steal second. That ball was in the dirt. Hard ball to handle for Isaiah Hopkins. So a stolen base. And the Harrison Raiders have the runner in scoring position. With 2 outs, it's a 1-2 count. Left-handed batter, 3-hitter, Kendrick Pena. Out of the set, here comes the pitch. Low again, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kendrick Pena. He's got 15 hits on the season. That leads the team. Left-handed batter, peering in, looking at singles, 2-2 count, 2 outs. Stepping off the back of the rubber, Caden Keller. Caden Keller might want to talk to Isaiah Hopkins right here. Hopkins going to jog out, have conversation with him, and they're going to talk this over. Shielding their mouths with the glove. You know that nowadays with a cell phone, you can put that on camera, and you could probably tell what they're saying. It read lips good. If they didn't have the glove in front of their mouth. Did you count? Here we go. Two out. Out of set. It's like second base. Here comes the pitch. Swung on. You're going to pop it up. Left field. Brennan Van Kirk is there, and he'll make the catch. So Van Kirk makes the catch, and they leave one on base. And Nolan Hotnet base hit to right field. And then after three complete innings, it's a 1-0 contest, Central Catholic in front. We'll go to the top of the fourth inning. And we'll remind you that Camino and Company, they welcome you and your patronage at Camino and Company, the mobile flower shop and wedding studio based in downtown Noblesville. You'll find Camino and Company on the north side of the courthouse square at 876 Logan Street. Camino and Company started with a dream and grew with the love of our local community. That same love for story and celebrations now lives in Camino Coffee. Your Camino Coffee with a story. Every cup is inspired by our grandpas. He's the founder. Got a 1984 El Camino SS. That's where the Camino and Company gets its mascot name from. Their coffee is locally roasted by the friends at Camino and Company, right there at Noble Coffee and Tea. Each cup carries a little piece of their journey, along with the community and our belief that coffee always comes with a story. So, regardless if it's morning, afternoon, or a moment that you need to pause, your cup is just a click away. You can get your Camino coffee at CaminoCoffee.com. That's CaminoCoffee.com, and you'll be glad that you did. Stepping in, four hitter for the Knights, Gus Sandberg. How to wind up first pitch from Gothrop. High for ball one. So the Knights, Gus Sandberg, right-handed batter. Working out the wind up. Chase Gothrop. Here's the pitch. Low and away, ball two. So Gus Sandberg on the season. He's batting 282. He's been to the plate 45 times, 39 plate appearances. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, he'll drive it to center field. It might drop in. It's going to drop in. A base hit out shallow center field off the bat of Gus Sandberg. Gus Sandberg picks up his ninth base hit on the season. He now has 12 hits. Sandberg has two doubles and a triple. So stepping in, Mikey Stapleton. Stapleton must step in. Runner at first base, nobody out. Top of the fourth inning. Here and then looking at signals out of the stretch. Now the set. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch high for ball one. One ball, no strikes. Mickey Stapleton, right-handed batter. Step back in, early start. They're going to step off the back. Home plate umpire will not allow a quick pitch, and Gothrop knew it, so no problem there. Pickoff move, first base. Safe at first is Gus Sandberg. Appearing in out of stretch is Chase Gothrop, junior class pitcher. Appear in and get the signal. Out of a set position. Right-handed batter, Mikey Stapleton. He's going to square to bunt. Pulls the bat back, full swing, going to go right side foul territory. It's going to be caught by the first baseman, Braylon Hand. And there's one out here in the top of the fourth inning. So next batter going to step in for the Knights, number 21, Caden Keller. Caden Keller, left-handed batter. Here and in looking at signals out of the stretch. Chase Gothrop. He'll look at first base. Now the set position. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch inside, ball one. So Caden Keller doing the pitching in the ball game. Caden Keller swings the smooth bat. Go out of the set position. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and take a drive to center field. It's going to get down and almost got by center fielder Jack Gonzalez. The ball stayed down. He had to put his glove down in a hurry. And a base hit to center field for number 21, Caden Teller. He's going to give way to a courtesy runner. It's going to be Carter McKeegan. So going to be timeout on the field. So running at first base, is Keegan McCarter. Keegan McCarter going to do the courtesy running for the pitcher, Caden Teller. And going to go out and check on pitcher's mound right there, pitcher catcher. And so they'll work on that. They're going to bring some water out to him. We'll also mention today's ball game is in parts being brought to you by Robin's Nest. I will mention the infield umpire going to walk out and check on that. Robin's Nest. Robin's Nest, that's in Thorntown. Thorntown's Cozy Coffee Cafe. Robin's Nest, they have a private event rental space available, and they also do catering. Those two together could help you with a good-sized party. They have a large banquet room adjacent to their coffee shop. Their coffee shop, you can get breakfast and lunch. They do close a little bit after lunch. They don't have an evening meal that they provide. That coffee shop right there, you can dial them by phone at 765 592 1530. Again, that's 765 592 1530. That's Robin Warnoff. Robin Warnoff and her husband, Eric. They own that establishment. If they just put that into action, their opening day was March the 19th. And you can find him at 102 West Main Street, Thorntown, Indiana. Or you can get them on Gmail at Robins, that's a Z, Robins Nest Cafe at gmail.com. And they're going to step in. They check on Gothrop. Everything looks to be okay. So one trip to the pitcher's mound here in the top of the fourth. So stepping in, we're going to see number 41, Brennan Van Kirk. He's batting in the seventh spot. Knights have two aboard, first and second base. Working out a stretch, peering in, looking at signals, now out of the set position. Chase Gothrop, first pitch to Brennan. Swung on, ground ball. Second base, they'll dive for it. They'll get the out at second. They won't get the out at first. They don't even make the throw. They snap throw to third base. Safe at third base. Right there. So there are two out. So it's going to be a fielder's choice in the book right there for Brennan Van Kirk. And the Knights going to step in with runners on the corners and two outs. So stepping in to bat, number 19, Colton Geyer. Colton Geyer, that's in the eighth spot. Peering in, looking at signals, out of the stretch, out of the set position. Chase Gothrop, here comes the pitch. Swung on, swing and a miss. Right on time, Colton Geyer, he plays first base for the night. So no balls, one strike. There are two outs, runners on the corners for Central Catholic. First and third. They'll take off early. They're going to step off the back. Thought about getting in a rundown. They will try the rundown. Right there is Brennan Van Kirk. Coach Borden, they're going to try to get him back to third base. They're going to call him out. They're going to call him out trying to get back to third, and I think a lot of folks would disagree. And they're going to call him out at third base. So that's a rare call right there. Because looked like he got the feet in there when he slid back, but evidently not. So that's going to be the third out in the inning. And I will also mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by Lisa Stokes Bear. Lisa Stokes Bear, Century 21. You can let Lisa look or let Lisa list. Lisa specializes in residential and corporate relocations. Lisa now does complimentary staging. Complimentary staging, what that means, Lisa will list your home. She'll come over. She'll clean the inside of your home. She'll get it much presentable for any open house. And then she'll go outside. She'll do just the same. She'll manicure your lawn. She'll make it look beautiful, just like it came out of a magazine. And that will help you to make your home look like a model home. And Lisa will help you sell your home quicker. To contact Lisa Stokes Bear by phone or by text message, you can reach her at 317 513 4086. Again, her number is 317 513 4086. That's Lisa Stokes Bear. You're going to throw one down second base. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's a one-run contest. Knights come up with no runs in the fourth. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Stepping in for Harrison, going to be number 5, the four-hitter, Figure Guesswine. Excuse me, Guessween. Figure Guessween, the catcher. Looking out a windup first pitch from Caden Keller. Breaking pitch. Back door, they called a ball. So one ball, no strike. Working from the windup. Caden Keller, here comes the pitch. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strike. Figure Guessween, he wears number 5. He played in 13 games, 41 plate appearances, 34 at bats. It comes in high, ball 3. Figure Guesswine, batting 324. Right-handed batter's box. Here comes a pitch. Right down meridian. Taking the pitch all the way. Count goes 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here comes a pitch from Keller. Strike 2. So Seager, Guessween, yet to swing the bat. Count goes full. 3-2. Here comes a pitch. Swung on, he'll pop this one foul. Right side, out of play. So we'll stay in the box again with that 3-2 count. Seager, Guessween. Here and then, look at the signal. Now out of the windup, here's the pitch. Outside, ball 4. Guessween going to sprint down to first base as the ball gets by the glove of Hopkins, but he does not take second base. But he's going to jog off the field. He is the catcher. He's going to get a courtesy runner. Courtesy runner number 37. So Colton Blackwell going to do the running. Courtesy runner for the catcher. Figure Guessween. They're stepping into bat. 5-hitter number 34, Braylon Hand. Here in, looking at the signals down the stretch. Now the set. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in just above the zone. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Braylon Hands in the batter's box. Batting 387. He played in all 14 games. Here comes the pitch. 5 for ball 2. Timeout on the diamond. Coach Borden, they're going to walk out. Talk with his infield. 2 balls, no strikes. Harrison has a runner at first base. It's Colton Blackwell. He is the courtesy runner for the catcher, Seager Guessween. And a timeout on the diamond. And we'll also mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by Fritz and Fishers. Fritz and Fishers, they buy, they sell, they trade. They'll help you finance your quality car, truck, or SUV. They have 2 Hamilton County locations. One's in Fishers. One is in Noblesville. You can dial them up at their Fishers dealership, 842. That is area code 317-842-2228. Right there in Noblesville, between Noblesville and Westfield. You can dial them there at 317-773-2232. You can visit them online or stop by on site. That's fritzandfishers.com. FRITZ. Stepping in. Right-handed batter. Braylon Hand. 2-0 count. Here comes the pickoff move. First base, back to safety. Ball's going to get by the glove. That throw was in the dirt. Difficult catch to make on a short hop by Colton Geyer. And running over to second base is Colton Blackwell, the courtesy runner. So nobody out. Blackwell, second base in scoring position. 2 balls, no strike. to Braylon Hands. Out of set position, Keller. Here comes the pitch. Inside a ball, count goes 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes. Braylon Hands, he plays first base for the Raiders. Out of set, you check second base. Here comes the pitch. Right down meridian, fastball, strike called. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here and in, Hayden Keller out of the stretch. Got the signal out of set position. Check second base. He'll step off the bat. He'll reset, regather himself. 3-1 count to Braylon Hands. Out of set. Check second base. Here comes a pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. So he'll jog to first base. Braylon Hands is at first base. Colton Blackwell is at second base. Nobody out. Stepping into bat for Harrison. Going to be number 3, Eli Biggs. Eli Biggs has played in 12 games, 26 plate appearances, 17 at bat. He's batting .412. Here's the pitch, he's going to square the bunt. Pulls the bat out, short hops the glove. Good block there by catcher Isaiah Hopkins. And second base runner moves over to third base, Colton Blackwell. So runners on the corners. Braylon Hands stood still. He's still at second base. So runners on the corners for Harrison. 1 ball, no strikes. Eli Biggs, the batter. Out of set. Hayden Keller, here's the pitch. Outside of ball. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 balls, no strikes. And he'll step back in. Eli Biggs. Eli Biggs, a member of the senior class. Out of set. Here comes the pitch. Strike called right down meridian. Fastball. Count goes 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Peering in, looking at the signal. Hayden Keller. Hayden Keller out of the set position. Pickoff move, first base. Back safely is 34, Braylon Hand. 2-1 count. He'll step back in. Eli Biggs. Where's number 3? Here comes the pitch. Low for a ball. It's short hop catch there by Isaiah. Taking off for second base. He's at second base now. That is number 34, Braylon Hands at second. Runners at second and third base. Nobody out. 3-1 count to Hands. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. So, going to walk to first base, Braylon Hands. And they're going to load the bases. Coach Borden, they're going to walk out. Talk with his infield. The nobody out, bases loaded. Bottom of the 4th inning. We're working right here in the 4th. And we'll also mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by the Ultimate Kentucky Getaway. We're going to escape to a one-of-a-kind retreat in the heart of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, where rolling hills, world-famous distilleries, and unforgettable memories await. Welcome to your private 6-bedroom estate set on 7 scenic acres of peaceful countryside. Spend your days exploring legendary bourbon stops. Then come home to unwind in the hot tub under the stars. You can challenge your friends to a game of pool on the billiards table. You can practice your swing on the putting green or relax by the fire pit as the night sets in. And when it's time to wind down, your private movie theater room is waiting. Whether it's a bourbon weekend, family gathering, or group getaway, there's space and something for everyone. No crowds, no stress, just comfort, connection, and the true spirit of Kentucky. For questions or direct bookings, text 317-442-7513. Again, that number is 317-442-7513. They do all bookings through Airbnb in Verbo. That's the ultimate Kentucky getaway. So again, some warm-up tosses. Doing the pitching now here in the bottom of the fourth inning is Alex Schumer. Alex Schumer going to step in. He's got 5 1/3 innings under his belt. This is appearance number 6. He has faced 22 batters, 71 pitches thrown. He's got a win-loss record of 1 win, no losses. He's given up 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 run was earned. He has walked 1 batter. He has struck out 9 batters. One of those batters went down looking. And Alex Schumer has an ERA of a 1.313. Senior class member, Alex Schumer. I remember Alex as a freshman. I did get to stood beside him earlier this year, and I thought, wow, he has grown. He's well above 6 feet tall. And he's bringing the fastball, getting warmed up right now with Isaiah Hopkins. There are 3 runners on board. There's nobody out. So Alex Schumer going to be asked to contribute here and try to get the night out of a jam. We'll see what they do. They probably have infield in out there in center field. They got all 3 outfielders: Brennan Van Kirk, Coy Gick, Vince Talenko. They're taking a knee. So they're getting ready back, getting ready to play baseball here again. Bottom of the fourth inning. Bases loaded. Harrison going to send to the plate. 7-hitter, number 14, Jaden Deal. Jaden Deal is the right fielder. So he's finished his warm-up tosses. Isaiah Hopkins out there going through the signals with him. They tap gloves, getting ready to play baseball again here in the bottom of the fourth. The lights are on. It's a gray sky, not too bad. Looks like no rain. Hopefully no rain. It has subsided. It was just a couple of sprinkles back in about the second inning. So stepping in, Jaden Deal. Working from the stretch, Alex Schumer. He'll step off the back. He'll regather, take a look around, step back in. Peering in, looking at signals. Alex Schumer. Long tier, now the set position. Here's the pitch to Deal. Breaking pitch, just missed. Pretty good placement. It broke low. Missed the ditch below the kneecaps, broke away. Count goes 1-0 to Jaden Deal. Here comes a pitch for Schumer. Strike call right below the kneecaps. Trying to live right there. That's the place to live. Get your ground balls and get you some pop-ups. Count goes 1-1. Out of the set. Here comes the pitch. High for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Let's step back in. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of stretch. We're set. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Swung on. Has a ground ball at third base, foul. And I'm kind of scared Colton Blackwell. Blackwell thought it was going to get him. If that ball would have hit him foul, everything's fine. But if it hit him fair off the bag, there'd be 1 out. So steps back in. 2-2 count. Nobody out. Bases loaded. Bottom of the fourth inning. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch. They'll take it to center field. It's going to be caught by Coy Gick. They're going to go to third base. They're going to give up the run. They're going to relay it to home, and they're going to get the out at home plate. Colton Blackwell, late start on the tag up at third base. They told Coy Gick to go to third base. He threw it to third. Gus Sandberg is there. He came in off the DH list. He's now in the ball game. And the ball goes into Sandberg, and he throws it home. And Isaiah Hopkins put the tag on Colton Blackwell. So 1 out. So they get 2 outs on the play. Fly out to center and an out at the plate. There's 1 aboard here for Harrison. First pitch outside of ball. In the batter's box, the 8-hitter, number 13, Braxton Rimley. He is the Harrison DH, left-handed batter. As mentioned, Harrison, number 13, here comes the pitch. Outside of ball with the fastball. 2 balls, no strikes. I should say 2 aboard for the Harrison Raiders. First and second base. 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th inning. Working from the stretch. Now the set. Alex Schumer checks second base. Here's the pitch. Strike called outside half. Knee high. So 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. Runners at first and second for Harrison. Bottom of the 4th. Out of set position. Here comes a pitch from Schumer. Outside of ball. Missed outside. It looked good from profile view. Count goes 3-1. So there is 1 base open. And Alex Schumer going to try to get this strikeout. 3-1 count. To Remley. Here's the pitch. Outside ball 4. So Remley should say Remley going to jog down to first base. Going to load the bases again with 2 out this time. Stepping into bat. Going to be the 9-hitter, number 31, Tyler Wilson. Tyler Wilson steps in. Right-handed batter's box. Bases loaded. 2 out. Bottom of the 4th inning. Alex Schumer going to step off the rubber. He'll regather and step back in. So 9-hitter, right-handed batter. Tyler Wilson. Here's the pitch. Low for ball 1. Wilson checking it out right there. A little check swing. Not enough to warrant a check by the umpire. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch from Schumer. High and tight, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Tyler Schumer. I should say Tyler Wilson. Alex Schumer, the pitcher. 2-0 count. Out of set position. Alex Schumer. Here comes the pitch. Right down meridian. Going to call that a strike. Top of the zone. Top of the zone. Home plate umpire is not going to freeze the pitcher. You can't freeze the pitcher in a game to this magnitude. A high school varsity game. 2-1 count. Here comes the pitch. Above the zone. Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. Tyler Wilson, the batter. He bats in the 9 spot. Bases are loaded. Out of set position. Alex Schumer. Here comes the pitch. Low for ball 4. And that'll tie the ball game because a run is pushed in with a base on balls. They're still bases loaded. 1 run in. Bottom of the 4th. So Alex Schumer still pitching here in the bottom of the 4th. We're going to see Jack Gonzalez, 1 hitter for Harrison, step in the batter's box. Bases still loaded. Peering in, looking at signals out of stretch. Now the set position. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch. He'll take it right side, giving it a look there in right field, making the catch. Is Vince Telenko. He had to come a long way over by the first base line and make the catch. And the Knights get out of a jam. They do give up 1. They give up 1 run here in the bottom of the 4th. It's now a 1-1 ball game after 4. And the Knights are going to bat here in the top of the 5th inning. And we'll remind you that Discount Copies is the place to go. Discount Copies are conveniently located at the west edge of Noblesville, Indiana. That's at 46062. They're just behind Pizza Hut and next to Bowl 32. They're along State Road 32. That's Discount Copies. They provide setup services where you can turn your artwork into things such as note cards, notepads, prints, and calendars. And it's never too early to think about personalized Christmas cards. Posters and oversized printing also available. And if you are planning a wedding, they can print all of your necessary needs. You can reach discount copies by phone 317 773 8783. Again, that's 317 773 8783. Or you can go to Gmail. Their Gmail account is discountcopies96 at gmail.com. That's discount copies in Noblesville. So the Knights going to step in, going to bat in the top of the fifth inning. Going to step in is number 19, Colton Geyer. Colton Geyer playing first base in this ball game. Colton Geyer, 32 plate appearances, 25 at bats. He's batting 360, 500 on base percentage. First pitch from Gothard, swing and a miss. Colton Geyer, freshman athlete for Central Catholic. He had 9 hits on the season, 5 singles, 4 doubles. Here comes the pitch. We call that a strike. Kind of raise that strike zone just a little bit. Strike zone is you can call it a bit taller. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Geyer. Outside of ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Working from the windup, Chase Gothrop is the pitch. Breaking pitch, full swing. Going to go down third base. Going to make it to first. Going to beat it out. That was a full swing. Looked like a bunt. Third baseline, playing the baseball there was Kendrick Pena. By the time he got to it, he knew there was no need to throw it to first base. Colton Geyer, an infield hit. So stepping in for the Knights, number 2, Coy Gick. Coy Gick punched one through. Base hit to right field. His first at bat. Working out a stretch. Now the set position. Check first. Here's the pitch. He's going to square the bunt. Ball's going to get by the catcher. Ball was in the dirt. Coy Gick pulled the bat back. It's ball 1. And Colton Geyer is at second base. So 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody out. Top of the 5th inning. Here in, look at signals out of the stretch. Chase Gothrop out of the set. Here comes it. No, try pickoff move. Pirouette. He'll step towards second, make no throw. Well, he'll peer back in the stretch right there. Chase Gothrop coming in from first base to play a bunt is Braylon Hands. He's well in on the grass. Out of the set, here comes the pitch. Going to try to put a bunt down. It's going to be a foul ball. Going to go back to the screen. So 1 ball, 1 strike. So Coy Dick on the season has 4 sacrifice bunts. He can bunt the baseball. There's a 1-1 count on Coy. Out of set position. Here comes pickoff move. He pirouettes again. Turns around, steps towards second, no throw. Back in the rubber. Looking at signals. Chase Gothrop. Out of the set. Here comes the pitch. Felt the cut, swing and a miss. Count goes 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the 5th, it's a 1-1 ball game. Colton Geyer is at second base. He got an infield hit. He took second base on the misplayed baseball. Out of the set. Checked second base a couple of times. Comes the pitch. Low for a ball. You try to steal third base. They're going to call him out circumstantially, or the tag did get made. And Colton Geyer is thrown out trying to steal third base. So stepping back in, 2-2 count. There's 1 out. Top of the 5th inning. Nobody on base. Knights batting here in the top of the 5th. 1-1 ball game. Working from the windup. Chase Gothrop appears to pitch. Above the zone, ball 3. 3-2 count. The Coy Dick on base, or on deck is LJ Whitford. Working out a windup. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Gothrop. Swung on, be a foul ball. Takes it down the left field line. And that'll go out of play. Got a lot of that. Got the sweet spot. As you know, the sweet spot for an aluminum bat is 14 inches. For a wooden bat, only about 8 inches. Here comes the wind and the 3-2 again, swing and a miss, the breaking pitch. So he'll go down swinging. There are 2 outs. We're in the top of the fifth inning. So stepping into bat, we're going to see L.J. Whitford. Where's number 3, L.J. Whitford? He's played in all 14 games, 57 plate appearances, 44 at bats. He's batting 273, a 404 on base percentage. First pitch to Whitford, breaking pitch outside of ball. L.J. Whitford has 12 hits on the season, 9 singles, 2 doubles, and he has a home run at Riverton Park. Here's the pitch. Strike called. Fastball outside half. 1 ball, 1 strike. Working from the windup, Chase Gothrop. Here comes the wind in the pitch. Swung on. Gonna pop one foul. Right side out of play. Count goes 1-2 to L.J. Whitford. Steps back in. L.J. Whitford playing shortstop in today's ball game. 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, ground ball, second base. Can be fielded by Tyler Wilson. He'll throw to first base, get the put out with Braylon Hands. And the Knights are retired in the top of the fifth. Knights come up with no runs. Top half will go to the bottom of the fifth inning after 4.5. It's still 1-run ball game. Knights and the Raiders. And we do thank you for tuning in, and we'll also mention today's game is in part being brought to you by McCormick Printing and Office Supply. Attention, baseball fans, McCormick Printing Impressions in Office Supplies is proud to support our local youth athletes this season. For more than 50 years, MPI has been helping families, businesses, and teams make their best impression. From banners and shirts to business cards, forms, and office supplies. Family owned and operated, MPI believes in quality, service, and supporting the community we all love so much. So the next time you need something printed, big or small, think of McCormick Printing Impressions, where every project starts with care and ends with excellence. That's McCormick Printing Impressions right there in Tipton. So when I playing the music, much like Van Halen. I do like Van Hagar. Van Halen, not too bad in earlier days. Little Panama being played right now. Um, Van Halen. I saw Alex, I should say Eddie Van Halen's son today on TV with his wife as I was doing some paperwork. And I think that's Wolfgang. Yeah, Wolfgang Van Halen. Pretty nice young man, pretty nice wife. Maybe the girlfriend now, I don't know. But he's going to have a nice family here one of these days. And yeah, Eddie Van Halen taught a lot of people how to play the synthesizer on the neck of the guitar. So stepping in, going to bat bottom of the fifth inning. Harrison, number 10, Nolan Hodnett, second hitter in the ball game. Pitching now is number 30, Gus Sandberg. Gus Sandberg, we'll mention. Sandberg has pitched in 16 innings. He has a .6 second pitch in there for a strike, 1-1 count. His ERA is .467. This is appearance number 6 on the season. Here comes the 1-1 count. Outside and low. Ball 2. So Gus Sandberg has a 2-win, no losses, win-loss record. Here comes a 2-1 pitch. Right down meridian, outside half, 2-2 count. And Gus Sandberg has faced 64 batters, 194 pitches before this roll right here. Breaking pitch, going to strike him out. Breaking pitch, got the top of the zone. He'll go down looking. And there's one out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Gus Sandberg at strikeout number 10 on the season. And the fourth time he's caught someone looking. He's given up 9 hits, 3 runs. One of those runs were earned. Hence his ERA of .467. He's walked 3 batters. He's hit 2 along the way. First pitch, swing, foul ball back to the screen. 3-hitter number 27, Kendrick Pena. Kendrick Pena going to step back in. He's played in all 14 games. Working out the windup, Gus Sandberg. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch. Back door, and he calls it a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kendrick Pena steps back in. Here comes the wind and the delivery. Low for a ball. Pretty good vertical frame chance right there. Good efforts by Isaiah Hopkins. He's good at the vertical frame. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out. Bottom of the fifth. Here comes the pitch. Strike called right below the kneecaps. Pretty tall young man. Umpire not quite as tall as the young man. Questions the pitch. Here comes the 2-2. Swung on, ground ball, second base. Gloved right there by Mikey Stapleton. They'll throw to first and get the put out with Colton Geyer. And there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth inning. And Coach Lowry going to come over, going to make a changement right there. Maybe he's going to talk to the umpire. Maybe he's questioning the strike zone in a polite manner. I did get to speak with him before the game briefly, and he is a gentleman. So he is a gentleman, Coach Lowry. Stepping in, number 5, Seeger Guesswing. He is the 4-hitter. First pitch outside a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Timeout called. Coach Bourdonnais going to walk out, have a conversation of his own with the home plate umpire. It's all polite, and they're just trying to keep the playing surface the same. But 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out, nobody on. Pitch from the windup. Here comes a pitch from Gus Sandberg. Low and away, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Number 5, 4-hitter, Seeger Guesswing for the Raiders. Here's the pitch. Low for ball 3. Trying to keep the ball low, trying to get that strike zone below the kneecaps. That's where Roger Clemens made a living. Here comes a wide in the 3-0 pitch. Above the zone, ball 4. So he'll jog down to first base. Seeger Guesswing is at first base. Seeger Guesswing picks up the 5th base on balls this season. And he's going to give way. Nope, wait a minute here. I'm going to double check here. Coach Lowry going to send out for the catcher. That's Guesswing. And coming out for a second time to run for the second time. Colton Blackwell. Blackwell scored the 1 run for Harrison. When he walked him in, but I was sad. 2 outs, first pitch. Swing and miss out in front of it. It's Braylon Hams. Well, I may be incorrect. It might have been Blackwell that got thrown out at the plate. Then the next runner scored the run. Anyway, it's a 1-1 game. Bottom of the 5th, 2 outs. Ground ball, third base. Alex Schumer fields it. Goes across the diamond, gets the put out with Colton Geyer. And Harrison leaves 1 on base. In the bottom of the 5th. They came up with no runs. We've played 5 complete innings. After 5 complete, it's still a 1-run ball game. We do thank you for tuning in. And we'll mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Lisa Stokes Bear. Lisa Stokes Bear, Century 21. She's a real estate agent. She has a very high real estate IQ that will work for the benefit of you. Lisa specializes in residential and corporate relocations. She does have a vast knowledge with more than 25 years of question answering experience. You can let Lisa look or let Lisa live. Lisa knows that each home is precious. Lisa Stokes Bear, Century 21, Sheets Company. He is highly recommended. She's a real estate agent and a real estate broker. To contact Lisa Stokes Bear by phone or by text message, you can reach her at 317 513 4086. Again, her number is 317 513 4086. That's Lisa Stokes Bear, Century 21. So there have been some warm up tosses out there. Again, out on the pitcher's rubber is number 20, Kate Gothrop. He's gone the distance. We're going to the top of the sixth inning. Knights are going to send to the plate. Alex Schumer, Isaiah Hopkins, Gus Sandberg here in the top of the sixth. So a 1-1 ball game. Two teams get together once a year, about this time of year, and they play some good baseball. So from the knees, goes down to second base at Seeger Guessween. Looks like a little Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench, these guys playing the game, they probably don't know of Johnny Bench. We'll try to find the top Reds players here in a moment. So stepping in. 12, Alex Schumer, left-handed batter. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Strike called, fastball, down meridian. Count goes 0-1. Alex Schumer laying first here in the top of the sixth. Here's a pitch. Swung on, he'll foul this one out of play, left side over the Raiders dugout. No balls, two strikes. Number 12, Alex Schumer. Hitting 368 in that left-handed batter's box. Here comes a pitch. Swing and a miss. To go down swinging, you don't see that very often with one out stepping in. It's going to be Isaiah Hopkins. Isaiah Hopkins, right-handed batter. Hopkins has played in all 14 games, 51 plate appearances, 37 at-bats. He's batting 378. Isaiah Hopkins, 549 on base percentage. Here comes a pitch from Gotham. Breaking pitch. He'll foul that off left side over the head. It'll bounce over the head of Coach Bourdonnais. There's a 0-1 count on Isaiah Hopkins. Working out the windup. Peering in over the glove, getting a signal. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Outside of ball, one strike. Hopkins has 14 hits on the season, 9 are singles, 4 doubles, no triples, and a home run. Here comes a pitch. Low and away, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hopkins has been hit by a pitch 7 times this season. That leads the team. Here comes a 2-1 pitch. Breaking pitch upstairs, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Step back in. Peering over the glove, Chase Gothrop. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Outside, ball 4. So Hopkins going to jog down to first base, and we are going to see number 5, Colton Minnick, is the courtesy runner for Isaiah Hopkins. So 1 out, stepping into bat for the Knights. Number 30, Gus Sandberg. Gus Sandberg, right-handed batter. Pitcher of record for the Knights. Pickoff move, first base, head first, back in there. It's Colton Minnick. So 1 out, top of the 6th inning. Gus Sandberg batting. Runner at first base, pickoff move again, back safely is Minnick as Braylon Hands holds the tag on him. So they're going to check on actually clean the base off. Infield umpire needs to see the white. I've been there. He cleans it off himself. He needs to see it. So stepping back in the rubber, working from the stretch. Chase Gothrop out of the set position. First pitch to Gus Sandberg on the way. Swung on, fouled back, out of play. No balls, 1 strike. No balls, one strike, one aboard, one out. Top of the sixth inning. It's a 1-1 ball game. We're now to stretch, now to set. Pickoff move, back safely, easily is Caden. Colton Minnick. Yes, his brother is Caden. Played for the Knights very well. Working out a stretch, now the set. Checks first base over the right shoulder. Here comes a pitch. Swung on. Going to pop it foul, right side, out of play. So no balls, two strikes. Gus Sandberg poked up a little bit off the knob. Gus Sandberg stepped back in. Played 13 games. Out of that pickoff move. Back safely. Easily back safely. Colton Minnick. Stepping back in. Peering in, looking at signals out of the stretch. Case Scotthrop out of the set. Here comes the pitch. He'll take one to second base. Couldn't make the catch. They'll get the force out at second. Sometimes the pro would want to drop that on purpose. That one was not dropped on purpose, but it's a catch, and there are two outs. And Gus Sandberg makes it safe to first. Colton Minnick is forced out at second, and the pitcher's runner again for the night is number 27, Keegan McCarter. In the batter's box, Mikey Stapleton. There's the pitch. High and tight. Took a high and tight fastball. He got out of the way. Quite athletic young man, Mikey Stapleton. Stapleton has been hit by pitch 4 times this season. So 1 ball, no strikes. Out of the set position, Gothrop. Look at first base over the right shoulder. Here's the pitch. It's short off the glove. Got the block in there, Seeker Guessweed. But Keegan McCarter reads the dirt, and he's at second base. So stepping back in, Mikey Stapleton. Peering in, looking at signal. Time called on the diamond. Called by Kendrick Pena, the third baseman. So they'll talk that over just for a moment. There are two outs. And the base runner for the Knights at second base is number 27, Keegan McCarter. Keegan McCarter, a member of the junior class. So they break up the mound meeting. Home plate umpire was on his way out. They get one of those per inning, per half inning, I should say. He's stepping in. Mikey Stapleton, 2 balls, no strikes. Runner at second base, Keegan McCarter, the go-ahead run. Out of the set. He'll step off the back. He'll step back in. So Chase Gothard, a junior class pitcher, doing a fine job. Out of the set, doing a pickoff move. He'll pirouette. Step towards second. Nobody there to take the throw. 2 balls, no strikes. Mikey Stapleton. Mikey Stapleton, batting .389. Here comes a pitch. Breaking pitch. They call it a strike. A little bit tall. They've got a low trajectory on the breaking pitch. Mikey Stapleton, 540 on base percentage. He's got 51 plate appearances, 36 at bats. He's a patient hitter. Out of the set. Check second base. Here comes a 2-1. Healthy catch, swing and a miss. Count goes even at 2-2. 2-2, 2 out. Top of the sixth inning. It's a 1-1 ball game. Knights have a runner at second base. Is Keegan McCarter. Here and in. Signal. Out of the set. Here comes the pitch. Tie for ball 3. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Mikey Stapleton. He's got an on-base percentage of .540. You step out, you step in now. 3-2 count, 2 out. Keegan McCarter at second base. Out of set. Chase Gothrop, here's the pitch. Breaking pitch. You're going to pop it to center field. Center fielder is going to call it. It'll come in a few steps. They'll make the catch. That's Jack Gonzalez. And the Knights leave 1 on base. They come up with no runs. The top of the sixth inning, after 5.5, it's still a 1-1 ball game. And we'll mention Harrison Raiders going to bat in the bottom of the sixth. And we'll mention this again. We'll mention this. Former Indiana University basketball players Bobby Wilkerson and Kent Benson are working together and blending their efforts to promote the IU 76 Team Legacy Initiative, celebrating the 50th anniversary of Indiana University's undefeated basketball season. A truly historic moment. Supporting this campaign helps honor a standard of excellence and keeps that proud legacy alive through events, media, and outreach. They have set up a GoFundMe page for the IU 76 Team Legacy Initiative. You can go to gofund.me/BC 32D9BD8. It's the 1976 IU men's basketball team. And they were a part of the last undefeated season in NCAA Division I basketball. Step in. Harrison Raiders, bottom of the sixth inning. First pitch to Sandberg. Right down Meridian, strike called. No balls, one strike. Here now, looking at signals. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Sandberg, low for ball one. One ball, one strike. Here now, looking at signal. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Breaking pitch, going to pop it up on the infield. Second base, going to call for it. It's Mikey Stapleton. He'll catch it about halfway out in the dirt. There's one out. So popping out on the infield, that was number 3, Eli Biggs. Left fielder stepping in, 7-hitter. Number 14, Jaden Deal. Jaden Deal going to step in. He's played in 10 games, 33 plate appearances, 30 at bat. He's batting 300. First pitch, right across the dish. Strike called. Count goes 0-1. So he'll step back in. Jaden Deal. Second pitch, swing and a miss. He'll go down the count 0-2. Jaden Deal, right fielder, has a 308 on base percentage. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch, misses outside. They double check that. 364 on base percentage. He's got 9 hits, 8 are singles. He has a home run. He'll take a foul ball right there up against the foul fence. It'll bounce off of it. Go down the line there. Count 1-2. Right-handed batter, Jaden Deal. 1-2 count. Here comes a pitch from Sandberg. Breaking pitch. He'll take it to left field. Brennan Van Kirk right there to make the catch. Brennan Van Kirk. A little slip out there, but I tell you what, this grass is a little bit damp. It is saturated. I can understand how that can happen. We got a little bit of a rain, not much. We got some mist a while ago. But there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Stepping in, number 13, Braxton Remley, the D8. Working from the windup. Here comes a pitch from Sandberg. Swung on, swing and a miss. No balls, 1 strike. Braxton Remley. He has a straight up 200 batting average, 308 on base. Low and outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Left-handed batter. 8-hitter Braxton Remley. Here's the pitch. Swung on and taken to left field. It's going to hook. It's going to be a fair ball. Diving for it. Couldn't come up with a catch. Brennan Van Kirk. And it's going to be a double as he went the other way with it down the left field line. So Braxton Remley comes up with a good hit. That's his first double on the season. That's his 5th hit on the season. He has 4 singles. So he's at second base with 2 outs. So next in, we're going to see stepping into the bat, number 19, Hayes Loggins. Hayes Loggins is a freshman. He's going to bat. He's a left-handed batter. He's listed as a pitcher and an infield. Stepping off the back, Gus Sandberg. Middle infielders, Whitfield, Whitford and Stapleton, kind of holding them on. Here comes a pitch. Outside, a ball. So number 19, Hayes Loggins. Stepping in, he has 7 plate appearances, 5 at-bats. He's playing in his 6th game as a Harrison Raider. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. They're going to call it foul. It was a foul ball just right of the first baseline. So the count goes 1-1 to Hayes Loggins. Hayes Loggins batting in the 9th spot. He's batting for Tyler Wilson, the second baseman. We'll step in again. Working from the windup. You're going to work from the windup. You're going to step off. We'll see. They're going to steal third base as he pitches from the windup. At 1-2 count, and the strike comes in. Fastball. And the Knights give away a base. That's a rare item. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gus Sandberg can get out of this inning. 1-2 count. Here comes a pitch. Low, the ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hayes Loggins. Hayes Loggins, I wonder if he's related to Kenny Loggins. Looking out of stretch. Peering in, looking at signals, out of set position. Gus Sandberg, here's the 2-2 pitch. Wait a minute. So Gus gets out of the inning. He sets down Loggins, swinging strike 3. And Gus Sandberg is a little bit embarrassed that he pitched from the windup there with a guy on second base and didn't notice it. So 6 innings have been played. It's still a 1-1 contest. We'll go to the top of the 7th inning. And we'll remind you about Robin's Nest. Robin's Nest, that's in Thorntown, Indiana. That's Thorntown's Cozy Coffee Cafe. And they have private event space along with their Cozy Coffee Cafe. In their cafe, they can provide breakfast items. You can get a hot breakfast at Robin's Nest. You can get a hot lunch at Robin's Nest. They have a cook right back there in the kitchen, and he's a short order. He'll help you. And that's Robin's Nest. They do not have an evening meal. I think they close about 2 p.m. At Robin's Nest. You can reach them by phone at 765-592-1530. That's 765-592-1530. That's Robin Warnoff. Robin Warnoff and her husband, Eric. And you can find them on email, robinsnestcafe@gmail.com. Stepping into bat for the Knights is Jonah Gerke, left-handed batter. Here comes the first pitch from Gothrop. Low for ball 1. For 14, Jonah Gerke. He's playing offensively in his 3rd game. He has 2 plate appearances, 2 at-bats. He has a fielder's choice. Pitch comes in, strike called. Count goes 1-1. Left-handed batter's box facing the righty. Here comes a pitch from Gothrop. High and away, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Working out a windup. See, Gothrop, here's the pitch. Foul ball, back to the screen. Good cut by Jonah Gerke. Jonah Gerke wears 14. He's a member of the junior class. 6'5", 195. He's choked up just a bit. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here comes a pitch. Swing and a miss. That was a 2-2 pitch. Scoreboard was just off my ear. And a swing and a miss. And there's 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. So Knight's going to step in with number 41, Brennan Van Kirk. Brendan Van Kirk on the season, he's played in all 14 games, 46 plate appearances, 39 at bats. He's batting 385. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch above the zone, ball one. Brendan Van Kirk on base percentage of 457. Brendan Van Kirk leads the team with 15 hits. 14 are singles. He has one double and 12 RBI. Here comes the wind and the 1-0 pitch. Healthy cut, swing and a miss. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 1-1 ball game. We're at the top of the seventh inning. Knight's batting. Here comes the pitch. Strike called outside half, pretty high. Count goes 1-2 to Brennan Van Kirk. Brennan Van Kirk has scored 14 runs for the night. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Outside a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. Gothrop pitching in the seventh. He's gone the distance. Here comes a 2-2 pitch. Strike three. Going to get him looking. We'll jog back to the dugout. There are 2 outs. And we'll see Colton Geyer. Colton Geyer going to step in for the Knights. Playing first base in today's ball game. Right-handed batter. Colton Geyer played in 10 games, 32 plate appearances, 25 at bat. He's batting 360. First pitch, right below the kneecaps, are called strike. No balls, 1 strike. Colton Geyer. Out of the windup, Gothrop appears to pitch. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. No signals given by Coach Bordney. 2 outs. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Upstairs, ball one. 1-2 count to Geyer. Geyer has a 500 on base percentage. Here comes the wind and the 1-2 pitch. Upstairs again. Gothrop is reaching back for some MPH there. Working on his release point. A bit tall on the last two. 2-2 count to Colton Geyer. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. So go down swinging. Knights send 3 to the plate. 3 are retired here in the top of the seventh. And after 6.5, it's still a 1-1 ball game. Central Catholic and Harrison. Just a cross-town rivalry. And we'll also mention today's ball game is in parts being brought to you by Camino and Company. They welcome you and they appreciate your patronage at Camino and Company, the mobile flower shop and wedding studio based in downtown Noblesville. You'll find Camino and Company on the north side of the courthouse square at 876 Logan Street. Camino and Company started with a dream and grew with the love of the local community. That same love for stories and celebrations now lives in Camino Coffee. Your coffee with a story. Every cup is inspired by our founder's grandpa's 1984 El Camino. That's where Camino and Company gets its name from. Their coffee is locally roasted by their friends at Noble Coffee and Tea. Each cup carries a little piece of their journey, along with our community and our belief that coffee always comes with a story. So, regardless if it's morning, afternoon, or any moment you need to pause, your cup is just a click away. You can order Camino Coffee today at CaminoCoffee.com. Again, that's CaminoCoffee.com. You'll be glad you did. Stepping in, right-handed batter for the Harrison Raiders. We're back here in bottom of the seventh with 25, Jack Gonzalez, the one hitter. Now the wind-up, first pitch from Sandberg. Swung on, base hit up the middle. Going to get the grass, going to roll into the glove of Coy Gick. And there's one aboard for the Raiders here in the bottom of the seventh inning. The next batter going to step in. We're going to see number 10, Nolan Hodnett. Nolan Hodnett has played in 13 of the 14 games, 50 plate appearances, 40 at bats. He makes 350. Now, right-handed batter's box, he has a 460 on base percentage. Step in, tap the plate far and near. Two-hitter, Nolan Hodnett. Working out a stretch. Now the set position. Becomes a pitch. Taking off for second base. Oh, it's Isaiah Hopkins' throw was going to get him off the bag, tagging. He came off the bag. He was not pushed off, but his momentum took him off the bag. And Jack Gonzalez had a stolen base. He's grimacing right now. One of his hands, Coach Lowry, jogging out to check on him. And their trainer jogging out to make sure he's okay. So they got a plethora of people out to check on him. He is the one hitter for the Harrison Raiders, Jack Gonzalez. Jack Gonzalez, a member of the senior class. He's an infielder and an outfielder. He's standing now. He's on his feet. They're checking on his hand. I'm not sure. Hopefully, there's not a little cleat mark there. Steel spike. Steel spikes are helpful, but sometimes they are not so helpful. So that left hand took a little beating right there. He's shaking that left hand. He's getting a hand clap as he walks off the diamond. So there's one out. Bases are now empty. And Nolan Hodnett still in the box. So the pitch came in. It was a ball. One ball, no strikes. One out. We're at the bottom of the seventh inning. Here comes a wind in the pitch from Sandberg. Be a ground ball, third base glove there by Alex Schumer. Schumer, a frozen rope to first base, Colton Kyer. And there are two outs here in the bottom of the seventh. So we'll see the three-hitter, number 27, Kendrick Pena. Kendrick Pena going to step in. He's played in all 14 games, 48 plate appearances, 41 at-bats. Got a batting average of 366 in that left-handed batter's box. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in above the zone, ball one. One ball, no strikes. Kendrick Pena, the third baseman. There comes a wind and the pitch from Sandberg. A little bit lower, called strike. Sandberg makes the adjustment. The count goes 1-1. One ball, one strike, two outs. Here comes a wind and the pitch to Pena. He'll foul this one left side, out of play. So the count goes 1-2, and we got some raindrops, just some probably invisible, but I feel them hitting my face. So 1-2 count to Kendrick Pena. Working out a windup. Gus Sandberg, here comes the 1-2 pitch. Outside the ball. Just outside. Isaiah tried to frame it. A pretty good effort on the frame. Ball two. Count goes 2-2. 2-2, two outs. Here's the pitch. Outside and high, ball three. So count goes full at 3-2. Three-hitter, number 27, Kendrick Pena. Kendrick Pena, a member of the senior class. Here comes a pitch from the senior pitcher. Swung on, swing and a miss. So the Knights get out of the inning. Knights give up no runs from the bottom of the seventh. And we'll go to the first extra inning. We'll go to the top of the eighth. The Knights are going to bat here in the top half. And we do thank you for tuning in. And we'll also mention this game is in part being brought to you by Indiana Beach. Indiana Beach Amusement Park and Water Park. You can find them on the web at indianabeach.com. They're in Monticello, Indiana. They have season passes available A 2026 season pass, $77.99. $71.99 will get you renewed if you have a season pass from last year. They have exciting roller coasters, boat rides. You can spend a day at the water park. They have 50 plus rides and attractions. There is more than corn in Indiana. That's the Indiana Beach. They're celebrating their 100th anniversary. Indiana Beach, you can reach them by phone. 574 583 4141. Again, their number is 574 583 4141. That's Indiana Beach, Monticello. So a new pitcher on the rubber there for the Harrison Raiders is number 7. Number 7, he's not won a game. He's got 3 losses. This is appearance number 6. He's got 9 and a third innings pitched. He's given up 3 hits, 7 runs. All 7 runs were earned. He's walked 11. He has struck out 8. He's allowed 2 home runs. The team has allowed 4 home runs, and 2 other pitchers have allowed 1 each. So they're going to finish up the warm-up tosses. And stepping in for the Knights is going to be Coy Dick here momentarily as we listen to the guys from Texas. Guys from Texas, ZZ Top. I heard one of them guys got offered $1 million to shave his beard off, and he declined. I guess he said he didn't need $1 million. Probably not. So Coy Gick is going to bat here in the top of the 8th inning for the Knights. So signals are transferred. Jogging back behind the dish for the Raiders is Seeger Guesswing. For stepping in, Coy Gick, top of the 8th inning. A 1-1 contest. Working out the windup. Here comes the pitch. Low for ball 1. Has a good fastball. Cray Salmon. Cray Salmon is the pitcher. He's a senior class member, wears number 7. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Salmon. Outside a ball. Count goes 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Now he'll work out of the windup. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Strike called right below the kneecaps. Can't freeze the pitcher. The count goes 2-1. It's Cree Salmon. And here comes the wind and the 2-1 pitch. Right down meridian. Coy says, yep, that was a strike. Takes the pitch for a strike. Count goes 2-2. So working from the windup. Cree Salmon, here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch, breaks away. Ball 3. Count goes full to Coy Gick. Coy Gick, first batter here in the top of the 8th inning for the Knights. Out of the wide, here comes the 3-2 pitch. Going to call him out on strike. They say he got the outside edge. So he'll walk to the dugout, and he's going to pass some information along there to L.J. Whitford as he walks to the plate. So 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. So stepping in, L.J. Whitford. L.J. Whitford, the right-handed batter's box. Here comes the first pitch from Salmon. Swung on, he'll take it to left field. Going to get a beat on it, got a good jump on it, and made the catch. That was a good jump by Eli Biggs in left field. The ball was tailing just a little bit towards the left field line. So L.J. Whitford flies out to left. There are 2 outs. So stepping in for the Knights, we're going to see number 12, Alex Schumer. Alex Schumer has played a flawless third base position today's contest. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Cree Salmon, low and short off the glove. Right there, of catcher Seeger Guesswing. On deck for the Knights is Isaiah Hopkins. So number 12, Alex Schumer, left-handed batter's box. Senior class member. Here comes the wind and the pitch by Salmon. Above the zone for a ball. Count goes 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Both feet on the rubber. Number 7, Cree Salmon, the senior. Here comes the pitch. And Alex Schumer takes one left side out of play. Foul ball. So just out of play. Giving it a good look there was Kendrick Pena, the third baseman. So 2 balls, 1 strike as the rain is dropping now. Not real bad. Not real bad. Enough to mess up my flare pins. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. We're going to wind up. Here comes a 2-1 pitch. Low for ball 3. The 3 balls, 1 strike. Alex Schumer in the batter's box. Top of the 8th, working from the windup. Cree Salmon. Here comes the 3-1 pitch to Schumer. Low for ball 4. So Schumer draws a walk. Schumer picks up walk number 14 on the season. And stepping in is going to be number 34, Isaiah Hopkins. Isaiah Hopkins going to step in. 14 games, 51 plate appearances, 37 at bats. He's batting 378. Has 14 hits, 9 singles, 4 doubles, and he has a home run. So right-handed batter, Isaiah Hopkins, working out of stretch. Looks at first base out of stretch. Cree Salmon out of set position. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, he'll take it. Foul territory, playable. On the field, the play is going to blow back in, and it's going to be a fair ball, but still caught by third baseman Kendrick Pena. And the Knights are out of the inning. So the Knights come up with no runs in the top of the 8th. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Still a 1-run ball game. 1-1 contest here in the 8th. The Harrison Raiders are going to come to the plate. Now, we'll also mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Discount Copies. Discount Copies, they are conveniently located at the west edge of Noblesville, Indiana at 46062. They are just behind Pizza Hut and next to Bowl 32 along State Road 32. At Discount Copies, they provide setup services where you can turn your artwork into things such as note cards, notepads, prints, and calendars. And it's never too early to think about personalized Christmas cards. Christmas cards, posters, and oversized printing are available at Discount Copies. And if you're planning a wedding, they can print all of your necessary needs. You can reach Discount Copies by phone 317-773-8783. Again, that number is 317-773-8783. Discount Copy. You can reach them by Gmail at discountcopies96 at gmail.com. So they get some final warm-up tosses there. Isaiah Hopkins putting his gear on. Going to jog out now. He probably tossed the first one down. Cooper Renback doing the in-between duties. Cooper Renback, pitcher and an athlete himself. We'll mention Cooper Renback. Cooper Renback is a junior class member. He has grown over the years. He's now 6'2", 165. Cooper Renback. The wind's popping up, and Coach Bournet walking out, going to put that speaker back in position on Isaiah Hopkins' ear. There's a one-way communication. It's that Isaiah Hopkins, coach in the dugout, can call the pitches, and that's what happened. So working here at the bottom of the 8th. Here comes the line and a pitch from Sandberg. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. So in the batter's box for Harrison, it's number 5, Seeger Gatsby. Second pitch comes in low, ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Breaking pitch, he'll take it to center field. Coy Gicks gets a beat on. and makes the catch. In center field. There's one out here in the bottom of the eighth inning. A 1-1 game. Good game here. Pitching has been phenomenal. And stepping in to bat, we'll see number 34, Braylon Hand. Braylon Hand plays first base. Here comes the pitch. Gus Sandberg, a foul ball. Might have got a piece of Isaiah Hop. It'll take a lot to hurt him. Pretty good sized young man. He will ask for a new baseball. He'll toss it back out to Gus Sandberg. No balls, one strike. Stepping back in. Hands. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Outside a ball. Outside and low. Count goes 1-1. One ball, one strike, one out. Bottom of the eighth inning, a 1-1 game. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul ball, left side. That grass has probably got some water on it now. The raindrops are a little bigger. Just a little bit bigger. They're still kind of invisible, but they are evidence. They're here. One ball, two strikes. Working from the windup. Just Sandberg. Step off the back. Want to see that signal again. So one ball, two strikes. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Outside a ball. The count goes 2-2. Two balls, two strikes. Braylon Hand was number 34, bats in the 5 spot for the Raiders. Braylon Hands. 387. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch, swing and a miss. So a good breaking pitch from Gus Sandberg sets him down swinging, and there are 2 outs. So the next batter going to be number 3, the 6 hitter, Eli Biggs. Eli Biggs made a big play there in left field. That fly ball to left from L.J. Whitford. So here comes the first pitch to Biggs. Low and outside, ball 1. One ball, no strikes. You wonder if the officials, if the umpires will get overtime. There comes the pitch. Inside and low, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Gray sky, a little bit of rain falling, not a lot. Here comes the 2-0. Swung on, you pull it severely. Left side, right-handed batter up against the foul fence. Count goes 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th inning. It's a 1-1 game. Here's the pitch. Low for ball 3. 3-1 count. It's Eli Biggs. Eli Biggs wears number 3. He's a member of the senior class. Gus Sandberg, a senior class pitcher. Upstairs, ball 4. So Eli Biggs will jog to first base. So with 2 out, stepping in, we'll see the 7 hitter, number 14, Jaden Deal. He's a right fielder. Jaden Deal going to step in. He's played in 10 games entering this game. 300. He's got 33 plate appearances, 30 at-bats. Peering in, out stretch. Now the set. Gus Sandberg will play at first base. Pickoff move back safely is Braylon Hands. Tag was applied by Colton Geyer. Peering in, looking at signals, out of the stretch. Long Pierre got the signal. Now the set position for Sandberg. Here comes the pitch. Swung on. He's going to pop it up. Is it going to be playable? Foul territory is going to go barely out of play. Barely out of play. Giving it a good look was Colton Geyer. And so a foul ball and strike 1. So Carson Barrett, that's what I was thinking of. Carson Barrett. Over at Clinton Prairie, he did reach across the fence and steal a foul ball that would have been out of play, but he caught it. So stepping in. We're now a stretch now. It's Gus Sandberg. Pickoff move, first base, back safely. At first. But there is Braylon Hands. Pretty good pickoff move by Sandberg. No balls, one strike. There are two outs. We're in the bottom of the eighth. It's a 1-1 game. Set. Here's the pitch. High for a ball. Count goes 1-1. Jaden Deal. Take that back. That is Eli Biggs at first base, not Jalen Hands, not Braylon Hands. So out of the set, here comes a 1-1 pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Shorts the L.J. Whitford tosses it to second, and Mikey Stapleton gets the put out. The Knights get out of the inning. So no run scored in the eighth inning. The Knights are going to bat in the top of the ninth. Knights got one in the third. Harrison got one in the fourth. And that's all we've done in the scoring department so far. And we'll also mention today's ball game is in parts being brought to you by the ultimate Kentucky getaway. You can escape to a one-of-a-kind retreat in the heart of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, where rolling hills, world-famous distilleries, and unforgettable memories await. Welcome to your private six-bedroom estate set on 7 scenic acres of peaceful countryside. You can spend your days exploring legendary bourbon stops, or then come home and unwind in the hot tub under the stars. You can challenge your friends to a game of pool on the billiards table, or you can practice your swing on the putting green, or just relax by the fire pit as the night sets in. And when it's time to wind down, your private movie theater room is waiting. Whether it's a bourbon weekend, family gathering, or group getaway, there's space and something for everyone. For questions or direct booking, you can text to 317-442-7513. Stepping in for the night, Gus Sandberg. Top of the ninth, still in the pitcher's rubber, number 7, Cree Stallman for the Raiders. First pitch, he'll stroke it, he'll go to center field. And be called for by the center fielder. He didn't have to move much, but Gus Sandberg sent that pretty long way for the first out. It was caught by Jack Gonzalez. So one out. Top of the ninth. Next batter for the Knights is going to be number 11, Mikey Stapleton. Mikey Stapleton, senior class member. You battle with the senior class pitcher. Here comes the pitch. Low for ball one. It's short hops the glove. Nice glove there by Guessweed. We step back in. 1 ball, no strikes. Mikey Stapleton. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Solomon. Swung on, ground ball. A little shortstop. Be fielded there by Nolan Hodnett. They're going to call him out at first base. Nolan Hodnett gets the put out to Braylon Hands. There are 2 outs here in the top of the ninth inning. So stepping back in, he's going to bat a second time for the Knights. It's going to be Jonah Gerke, was number 14. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Breaking pitch upstairs, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Working from the windup. Peering in, look at that signal. Here comes the wind. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Gerke. Swung on, he'll foul it back to the screen. Jonah Gerke fouls that one back. It's a 1-1 count. Jonah Gerke steps back in. Left-handed batter's box. The work from the windup. Cree Stallman. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and miss. The 1-2 count to Jonah Gerke. Step back in. Peering in, getting signals. Out of the windup. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Solomon. Short hop the glove again. Good block there. Good short hop catch by Guesswain. Guesswain makes the stop at the 2-2 count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 out. Top of the ninth inning. It's a 1-1 ball game here at Harrison High School on a Thursday night. Peering in. Here comes a wind. Here comes a 2-2 pitch. High and away, ball three. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Steps back in. Jonah Gerke taps the plate. Peering in, looking at signals. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Foul ball back to the screen. Jonah Gerke protecting the zone. 3-2 count. Jonah Gerke in the midst of a quality at bat. 3-2 count, 2 out. Working out a windup. Here comes the wind. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. The short hop the glove, ball 4. So Jonah Gerke draws a walk. Jonah Gerke going to pick up his first walk on the season. And the batter going to step in. It's going to be Brennan Van Kirk. So Brennan Van Kirk, right-handed batter. Van Kirk going to step in. Ran a 385 batting average. That right-handed batter's box, working from a stretch. Cree Salmon, runner at first base, modest lead there. Here comes a pitch. High above the zone, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Jonah Gerke doing the base running for himself. Not much of a lead there. Probably not going to get played upon. Out of set position. Here comes a whelp. They're going to throw a pickoff move. Back safely is Gerke. So 1-0 count to Brennan Van Kirk. Senior class member, right-handed batter. Leads the team in base hits, entering this game with 15. Here comes a pitch. High and tight. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Van Kirk. Van Kirk has 12 RBI on the season. He's just behind Hayden Keller. Hayden Keller with 16 RBI. The timeout on the diamond. We're going to walk out, have a conversation at the pitcher's rubber. And they're going to talk it over right there. We do thank you for tuning in. And we'll mention the game is in part being brought to you by Robin's Nest. Robin's Nest right there in Thorntown. That's Thorntown's Cozy Coffee Cafe. They have private event space available. You can rent that space. They will also provide you with catering. If you need catering, let them know. But you can have a party right there adjacent to their coffee shop. Their coffee shop is at 102 West Main Street, Thorntown, Indiana, 46071. That's Robin's Nest. You can email them at Robin's, that's a Z, ROBINZ, Nest Cafe at gmail.com. So the mail meeting is complete. And they're going to step in again. 2-0 count to Brennan Van Kirk. So working out a stretch. Peering in, looking at a signal. It's Cree Salmon. Now the set position. Jonah Gerke is at first base. Pitch comes in. Outside edge. Strike called. Count goes 2-1. 2 men out. We're in the top of the 9th inning. It's a 1-1 game. 1 runner aboard at first base is Jonah Gerke for the night. 2-1 count. Brennan Van Kirk, the batter. Out of set, Cree Salmon. Here comes the pitch. Pop one. Might be a fair. It's going to be a tough catch to make, and it is a fair ball. Shortstop tried to make the play, and they throw to second base, and they're going to give a double. It's going to be an earned double off the bat of Brennan Van Kirk, and Brennan Van Kirk is still hotter than a firecracker. So he picks up hit number 16 on the season. It's his 15th or 14th. He got 14 singles, and that's his second double. So the Knights have runners at second and third base. Knight's going to step in with Colton Geyer. Colton Geyer. Then pitch from the windup. 2 aboard, second and third. There are 2 out. Here at the top of the 9th. Cree Salmon. First pitch to Geyer. Swung on, he's going to pop it. Foul ball, out of play, right side. No balls, one strike to Colton Geyer. Geyer's played in 10 games. This is his 11th. He's got a 360 batting average. Been on base half the time in the 500. Batting or on base percentage. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Upstairs, ball one. One ball, one strike. It's Colton Geyer. Colton Geyer has 9 hits. 5 are singles, 4 are double. He has 4 RBI. He'd like to make it 5 or 6. Here comes a Y, and here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. So healthy cut right there. Bottom of the zone. Count goes 1-2. Well, there's 2 outs. Knights have 2 aboard. Second and third base. Top of the ninth. Peering in, looking at signals. Here comes a windup. Bree Salmon. Here's the 1-2 pitch. They're going to call him out. Then they call that below the bottom of the zone. And they're going to strike him out looking. And that was pretty low. So we'll go to the bottom of the ninth inning. And the Knights come up with no runs in the top of the ninth. They leave 2 on board. And we'll go to the bottom of the ninth. Harrison Raiders. They come to the plate. And we'll also mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by Indiana Beach. Indiana Beach Amusement Park and Water Park. You can find them online at indianabeach.com. That's in Monticello, Indiana. They have season passes available. The 2026 season, just $77.99. They have exciting roller coasters, boat rides, or you can spend the whole day at the water park. They have 50 plus rides and attractions. And yes, there is more than corn in Indiana. That's Indiana Beach. They are celebrating their 100th anniversary. You can park side lodging right there. That's on Lake Schaefer. And they also have Indiana Beach KOA campgrounds. Indiana Beach, they're located at 5224 East Indiana Beach Road, Monticello, Indiana, 47960. You can dial them by telephone at 574 583 4141. 574 583 4141. Indiana Beach. Stepping in for the Harrison Raiders. First batter in the bottom of the ninth. Number 13, Braxton Rimley. First pitch, Gus Sandberg low for ball one. One ball, no strikes. Gus Sandberg pitching here in the bottom of the ninth. Here comes the wide in the pitch. Swung on, foul ball, out of play. 1-1 count. Number 13, Braxton Rimley. He is the DH, batting in place of the pitcher's position. Here comes the wide and the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, back to the screen, a foul ball. So the count goes 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll step back in. Braxton Rimley working from the windup. Peering over the glove. Here comes the pitch from Sandberg. Breaking pitch. Ground ball, second base. Fielded by Stapleton. They'll throw to first base. They get the put out with Colton Geyer, and there's 1 out here in the ninth. So Coach Lowry going to visit with the home plate umpire. You're going to let him know that there's a little adjustment happening here. You're going to send a new guy to the plate to bat. So, well, it's actually Tyler Wilson being reinserted into the ballgame. So here comes the first pitch to Wilson. We call that a strike. Bells high. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to Wilson. Working out a windup, Gus Sandberg. So comes the wind and the pitch. Breaking pitch, got the dish. Strike called. Well placed with that breaking pitch by Sandberg. Count goes 0-2 to Wilson. Peering in, here comes the wind and the 0-2 pitch. Breaking pitch. Broke a bit early, ball 1. Short hops the glove. It's stopped by Hopkins. Count goes 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here and in. Here comes the wide and the pitch. Foul ball back to the screen. So Tyler Wilson going to stay in the box. It's a 1-2 count. So here and in, look at the signal. Here comes the wide and the pitch. Strike 3. Strike him out. Outside half. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Going to be another adjustment by Coach Lowry. He's going to send to the plate number 2, Hayden Key. Hayden Key. Where's number 2 for the Harrison Raiders? He's playing in his 4th game of the season. At the moment, he has 3 plate appearances, 2 at bat. This is his 4th plate appearance. He has a .500 batting average. He's got 1 hit. It's a single. He's also scored a run. He's walked once, and he has 1 RBI. Left-handed batter. Number 2, Caden Keys. Here's the pitch. First pitch, swing and a miss. So, no balls, 1 strike. Gus Sandberg pitching from the windup. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, shortstop. L.J. Whitford fields it. He'll go to first base. They'll get the put out with Colton Geyer, and we'll see a 10th inning. So Harrison Raiders come up with no runs in the 9th inning. We'll go to the top of the 10th inning still. A 1-1 ball game. So what a ball game right here in West Lafayette tonight. We'll mention this game is also in parts being brought to you by Brown Tripper. Brown Tripper Academy, the premier academy for baseball training. It's right there in Westfield, Indiana. If you go online, you can learn more about Round Tripper by going to roundtripper.com. And I will also mention Chris Estep is the owner of Round Tripper. Chris Estep also is the head baseball coach at University Trailblazer High School. That's in Carmel on 116th Street. And if you didn't know, Chris Estep, 85 graduate from Carmel Greyhound High School, and he was drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates. He played several years in the MLB. He's quite a humble guy. Round Tripper Sports Academy opened its doors in the fall of 1993. The vision was to become the premier facility for baseball training in central Indiana. 30 years and tens of thousands of student athletes later, they have become a mainstay for elite athletes throughout the Midwest and central Indiana. Their mission has been to help every athlete reach his or her fullest potential. You can reach them by phone at 317-896-2900. Or you can go online and get information at info@roundtripper.com. So the Knights are going to bat here in the top of the 10th. Stepping into bat for the Knights, number 2, Cole Gick. Cole Gick is a 9-hitter. Don't let that fool you. Working out of the windup. Here comes the first pitch from Chris Salm. They're going to call that a strike. So the strike zone is climbing a little bit. It's getting deeper in the game. We don't want to see, I guess, a Chicago Cub game go 23 innings, 14 hours. Here comes the pitch. Low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Short hops the glove there. Good block by Seeger Guesswood. Working out of the windup. 2 feet on the rubber. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swung on. You're going to take it to the left field. It's going to be a foul ball. It's going to be a foul ball. Got a lot of it. Coy Gick. It goes over in the corner. You're going to track that one down with Eli Biggs. So that ball was tailing. It was going to be foul. And it floated to the left side. Foul ball. The count goes 1-2 to Coy Gick. He got a lot of that one. Got the sweet spot. So working from the windup, Cree Salmon. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch. Going to freeze him up and strike him out looking. And there's one out here in the top of the 10th. The next batter going to step in. Knight's going to send their one hitter, number 3, L.J. Whitford. Shortstop, right-handed batter. He's going to step in with one out. So one hitter, right-handed batter's box. One out. Here's the pitch from Salmon. Right across the dish, strike call, the fastball. No balls, one strike. Peering in, looking at signals. Here comes a wind and the pitch to L.J. Whitford. He'll pitch strike call. The count will go 0-2. No balls, two strikes. L.J. Whitford. He knows it only takes one. Here comes the wind and the pitch, the 0-2. It'll be a ground ball foul. Left of Coach Bourdonnais. They go up against the foul fence. They'll track that down. They're still 0-2 count. L.J. Whitford. L.J. Whitford, a member of the sophomore class. Pretty athletic young man defensively and offensively. Here comes the 0-2 from Salmon. Outside a ball. Well outside. Count goes 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-1 ball game. There's one out. Top of the 10th inning. So working from the windup, Cree Salmon. L.J. Whitford, the batter. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Going to be a ground ball. They're rolled shortstop, picked up by Nolan Hodnecks. They'll throw across the diamond, picked up the out with Braylon Hands. And the Knights have 2 outs here in the top of the 10th. The next batter going to step in for the Knights going to be number 12, Alex Schumer. Alex Schumer, left-handed batter. He steps in, batting .368, left-handed batter's box. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch, finishes low, good block. Ball was in the dirt. Seeger Guessweed, the catcher for the Raiders. So stepping back in, Alex Schumer. Alex Schumer, a bit of an open stance on the toe of that right foot. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. He'll take that back to 1-0 pitch. And he'll take that one for a strike. That'll make it a 1-1 pitch on the way. So Alex Schumer, a .538 on base percentage. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, ground ball, second base. Couldn't handle it. You're going to make a throw, but it's going to be late. It's going to be reached on air. Alex Schumer is at first base. Tyler Wilson tried to gator that, but it came up off the gator, hit the surface again by the time he picked it up. Schumer was going to be safe. So with 2 outs, stepping into bat for the Knights, number 34, Isaiah Hopkins. Hopkins going to step in, right-handed batter's box. Pitching from the stretch, Cree Salmon got the signal. The check first out of the stretch. Now the set position for Salmon. Here comes the pitch. Strike call. Just below the kneecaps. Fastball. Strike one. Count goes 0-1 to Isaiah Hopkins. He'll step back in. Hopkins, right-handed batter. Bats in the 3 spot for the Knights. Out of set, Cree Salmon, the pitcher. Pickoff move, first base, back safely is Alex Schumer easily. And they'll toss the ball back to Salmon. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the 10th inning, it's a 1-1 game. Knights have one aboard. Alex Schumer at first base. Here comes the pitch to Isaiah Hopkins. Low and outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. We'll step back in. Signals given by Coach Bourdonnais. We'll see if Alex is on his horse to get into scoring position. 1-1 count to Hopkins. Here comes the pitch. High for ball 2. 2-1 count. Alex still at first base. Isaiah Hopkins looking at signals along with Alex. Several given. Will they be decoys? Will they not? 2-1 count to Isaiah Hopkins, 2 outs. Nice have a runner at first base. Now the set position. Here comes the pitch. The short hop the glove is going to go back to the screen. A difficult catch to make. That's probably a wild pitch off the fingertips of Chris Salmon. And Alex Schumer is at second base now. So 3-1 count. Isaiah Hopkins. Hopkins just may see a really nice pitch on this 3-1 count with 2 outs. So right-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Alex, Alex Schumer is at second base for the Knights. 3-1 count, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch from Salmon. Swing and miss. So healthy cut. Swung at a breaking pitch. It broke down and away. 3-2 count to Isaiah Hopkins. So Hopkins going to step back in. Tap the plate, far and near. Peering in, looking for signal. Number 7, Chris Salmon. Out of set. Here comes the 3-2. Swung on, ground ball back to Salmon. So he'll toss it to first base. They'll get the put out with Braylon Hams. And the Knights leave one on base. Come up with no runs in the top of the 10th. We'll go to the bottom of the 10th still. A 1-1 ball game right here at Harrison High School. And I will also mention tonight's game being brought to you by McCormick Printing and Office Supplies. McCormick Printing and Impressions and Office Supplies is proud to support our local youth athletes this season. For more than 50 years, MPI has been helping families, businesses, and teams make their best impression. From banners and shirts to business cards, forms, and office supplies. Family owned and operated, MPI believes in quality, service, and supporting the community we all love. So the next time you need something printed, big or small, think of McCormick Printing Impressions, where every project starts with care and ends with excellence. So out on the pitcher's mound again is Gus Sandberg. Gus Sandberg will pitch here in the bottom of the 10th inning. So they're going to get ready there, and Isaiah Hopkins going to go out, give the relief duties to Cooper Renback. And they're going to get some more warm-up tosses, maybe one, and throw it down to second base. So Isaiah Hopkins and Gus Sandberg, and they're going to throw this one down second base. The first batter in the lineup we're going to see for Harrison is going to be number 10, the 2-hitter, Nolan Hodnett. Nolan Hodnett, right-handed batter, is going to step in. Nolan Hodnett has played in 13 of the 14 games, 50 plate appearances, 40 at-bats, batting .350 in that right-handed batter's box, a .460 on-base percentage. He entered this game with 14 hits, 12 singles, and 2 doubles. So on the pitcher's rubber, Gus Sandberg, working from the windup. Here comes the first pitch, bottom of the 10th. Above the zone. We're going to say hit by pitch. Evidently, it's going to get a little bit of him. Might have been the shirt sleeve. It didn't do much. But the home plate umpire immediately called time and said hit by pitch. So he's at first base now. Stepping in, we're going to see the 3-hitter, number 27, Kendrick Pena. He is the third baseman. So Pena going to step in. He's played in all 14 games. Working from the stretch. Peering in, looking at signals. Gus Sandberg. Looks at first base out of the stretch. Now the set position. Here comes the pitch. We'll put a bunt in. We'll go third base. Alex Schumer, he'll throw a strike to first base. They'll get the out at first with Colton Geyer. And Kendrick Pena successfully moves the runner and gives up an out. So runner in scoring position now at second base is Nolan Hodnett. Stepping into bat, four hitter number five, Seeger Guessween, but not before a timeout. Coach Bortney going to walk out, talk with his infield. The runner at second base and nobody out. We'll also mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by Camino and Company. We welcome you and your patronage at Camino and Company, the mobile flower shop and wedding studio based in downtown Noblesville. You'll find Camino and Company on the north side of the courthouse square at 876 Logan Street. Camino and Company started with a dream and grew with the love of our local community. That same love for stories and celebrations lives in Camino Coffee. If you want Camino Coffee, it's just a click away. You can get that coffee at CaminoCoffee.com. Again, it's CaminoCoffee.com, and you'll be glad you did. That's Camino and Company Coffee right there in Noblesville. So, going to walk off the diamond right there. Getting ready. Ball game again. With one out, we're in the bottom of the 10th inning. A 1-1 ball game. Stepping in to bat for Harrison. The four hitter number five, Seeger Guessween. Seeger Guessween is the catcher. They're gonna point him to first base. An intentional walk without pitching to him. Going to get a force out at any base, not home plate, but any base. Force out is available. Try to get a double play ball. So stepping in, we're going to see the five hitter, the 34, Braylon Hams. And Seeger Guessween is going to jog off, give way to the courtesy runner. And again, that's number 37, Colton Blackwell. Colton Blackwell had courtesy ran, for what I remember, at least three times in the ballgame for Guessween, the catcher. So stepping in, Braylon Hams. Runners at first and second base for Harrison. Out of the stretch, now the set. Here comes the pitch, low and away, ball one. One ball, no strike. Five hitter, number 34, Braylon Hams. Plays first base for Harrison. Working out a stretch. Now the set, he'll check second base. Here comes the pitch from Gus. It'll be a hit by pitch. So going to get him on that higher shoulder, the left shoulder. So he'll jog down. 34, Braylon Hams is at first base. So with one out, bases are loaded. Force out at any base now, including home plate. And stepping into that, we're going to see number 3, Eli Biggs. Eli Biggs, left fielder. Coach Bortney going to adjust his outfield. Going to ask Coy to come in a little bit closer there. So Coy's going to play behind second. They're going to go with a left fielder or right fielder. Center field, pretty opened up. Brendan Van Kirk is going to veer to the left, take a little bit more of the left center position. And Vince Kalenko is going to take a shallow spot there in right field. So Knights have a third baseman, a shortstop, Coy Gick behind second base on the dirt. Mikey Stapleton, second base. Colton Geyer at first base. The regular infielders are in on the grass. There's one out, base is loaded. And getting ready to bat is six hitter number 3, Eli Biggs, the left fielder. And the home plate umpire is going to Coach Lowry came over and maybe wanted to know if they've got an illegal alignment in their defensive strategy. They're going to talk about it. Home plate umpire and a base umpire. And Coach Bornay walk out close, going to talk with his guys without making a trip. He's still on the dugout side of the first baseline. You got the catcher, Isaiah Hopkins, pitcher, Gus Sandberg, and first baseman, Colton Geyer, right there conversing with them, giving them some more information. Now, strategical part of the game, of the 1-1 game, bases loaded, bottom of the 10th inning with one out. No count on the batter. He's going to step in. And we're getting ready to start this up again. So stepping in is going to be number 3, Eli Biggs, left fielder. So infield is in on the lip of the grass all the way around. Troy Gick behind second base. Stepping in the rubber there. Pitch from the stretch. Gus Sandberg. One out. So first pitch to Biggs on the way. Here it comes. Strike called right down Meridian. Fastball. Strike one. Count goes 0-1 to Eli Biggs. Here and in, looking to signal. Gus Sandberg out of the stretch. Now the set position. Here comes the pitch. Tie for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. 1-1 game. Bases loaded. In the batter's box, Eli Biggs. Out of the stretch. Now the set for Sandberg. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch. Strike 2. Good placement for the breaking pitch from Sandberg. Count goes 1-2. A big out right here. Knights can revert back to their regular positions. Should they get an out right here? Out of set position, Gus Sandberg. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. So 2 outs. 2 outs, bottom of the 10th. Knights are going to go back to regular positioning now. They're going to send to the plate Harrison Rader. Number 14, Jaden Deal. Jaden Deal, the right fielder, was number 14. He's played in 10 games. This is his 11th game. 9 hits. He's got 8 singles and 1 triple. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Sandberg reaching back, finding the MPH with his fastball. Here in the bottom of the 10th. 1-1 game, 0-1 count. Jaden Deal. Out of the set position, here comes the pitch. High for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sandberg got to stay right there in the strike zone. 1-1 count. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Bottom of the 10th inning. Out of the set position. Check second. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch. Just misses. Outside of ball. Count goes 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Time called. Infield umpire. Infield umpire has something that caught his attention. And he got lights on out there probably. Somebody watching the game with lights. They just want him to turn the lights off because it's probably not good for Brennan. That's not Brennan Van Kirk's range to view. So lights are off. Here we go. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. In the batter's box, Jaden Deal. Working from the stretch. Peering in, looking at signals. Gus Sandberg out of the set position. Here comes the pitch. Low for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Jaden Deal in the batter's box. Jaden Deal, a member of the senior class. Here comes the pitch. Outside ball 4. And that's going to be ball 4, and that's going to squeeze a run in across the plate. Bottom of the 10th inning with 2 outs. Harrison Raiders pick up the win. They get 1 run in the bottom of the 10th. And that's going to complete today's ball game. Final score, Harrison Raiders 2, Central Catholic Knights 1. And but Will mentioned coming up tomorrow night, Central Catholic Knights are going to be playing a home game. Excuse me, they're going to be at Rossville. Central Catholic will be at the Rossville Hornets. That'll be a 6 o'clock start tomorrow night, Friday night, on the first day of May. And then next week, Central Catholic will be at Clinton Prairie on Monday. On Tuesday, they'll be home with Caston. And then on Friday and Saturday next week will be the Catholic Classic And so that'll be good baseball. And we'll also mention the Harrison Raiders. Their next game, their next game will be Saturday, this Saturday, the second day of May, an 11 a.m. first pitch. Harrison Raiders will travel to the Avon Orioles. We do thank you for tuning in. We'll hopefully talk to Coach Bourdonnais here in a moment. But until then, we mention no matter if you're home or away, if you're doing the teaching and the learning, don't let him go. Keep the fire burning. So we're gonna set this down. We'll please stay tuned, and we'll talk to Coach Bourdonnais here in just a bit. We're post game right now. Going to talk to Coach Bourdonnais. Coach Bourdonnais, 10 innings.
Yeah, great ball game. I thought our pitchers were really good. Caden was lights out the first 3 innings, and then yeah, what can you say? 6 innings really kept them off balance all night, and just maybe ran out of gas a little bit there in the tenth. But man, he did a whale of a job to keep us in the ball game, and we just had a couple mistakes on the bases that kind of came back and bit us. But great ball game, great team over there. And this is why we play these games to get us prepared for the tournament. This is a tournament type game, so overall, it was a good night. Would have liked to come out on top, but we grew up a lot tonight.